Are you good for round 2?
I would like to watch Peter. Do you have another guy?
I have one other guy.
One other guy. Yeah, sure.
All right. Don't feel pressured. It's going to be you and Joe Secchi.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. How'd it go? Did you guys have a lot of good comments?
It was pretty boring PU game, and then a really fast Scorpios game. The PU was just trash.
Nice. All right, everybody, we're going to be back up with commentary in a couple of minutes when we get the new round. How much time do we have left on the round? Who knows? It's going to be Esker again and Joe Secchi on commentary. How's everybody doing? I hope Spags and Esker did a good job. Sanjay, how'd you do?
I got a concession with Au revoir, Ayla. I didn't think I would get to do that anymore now that Snitch is gone, but I did it. And I really blundered with my Building a Better World deck, and I'm embarrassed.
Nice. So what
did you do?
I split with Jesse Vandover. Smoke beat 1 versus CTM. And then Max, I was playing my Polana Rush. And his first flip off of Max was Black Orchestra and Paperclip. Turns out that's really bad for a Rush deck.
It is.
It's really bad. But it was a really close game. I ended up making it to 6 points. But then he had already levied, and he just was sitting on a mountain of money.
Yeah,
and I
you
just
have a taxing backup plan, but not...
Yeah, but not enough. Wait, I didn't get tickets.
Go talk to them. Did you get the original 5?
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't get any?
I haven't got any tickets.
Oh, go talk to them.
Okay.
I'll talk to the people.
All right, talk to the people.
Hi, people. Look at these tickets I got. I was just doing this to be obnoxious, but I guess I helped Dan out, so that's good. Yeah. How are you all doing? I'm doing okay. I'm having a blast. I dishonored my friend's Building a Better World deck by piloting it awfully. How is it?
Are you commentating?
Just right now, just sitting down talking. You want to talk too?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Sanjay. Hi.
Hi, Sanjay. How's it going?
I'm doing well.
Cool.
Are you the person who's actually doing commentary?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for being in your spot.
No, you're not my spot.
Yeah,
Either
yeah.
of these spots is my spot.
You deserve spot. How was the last game?
Of what?
On the stream.
I didn't see it at all.
Okay, cool.
Yep. I know it was Josh playing, so it was probably a good game.
Yeah.
He's really good at Netrunner, I've heard.
He certainly has. It would be weird if he wasn't, right? He'd be extremely lucky.
The luckiest person
He's just
ever.
on this extremely big streak of luck.
Do you
And
know?
He's just really bad at Netrunner.
Do you know if? I know he won Canadian Nationals. Do you know if they gave him the flight for this event?
I think so. I hope so. Fantasy Flight should fly Josh Wilson here to play here.
Yeah, they were really good about my flight. I was a little worried because it was kind of getting down to the wire.
Yeah.
But they did reach out to me at some point, and I contacted them like 10 times. I'm like, the event's in a month. The event's in a month. Like, where's my flight? So,
Do you like book your flight and then say, hey, pay me, or do they
They
have
just
to
call
do it?
you up, and then you just say where you want to fly out of, when you want to get there, and they book whatever flight you want. So, this is the first time I've gone to Worlds, or really to any like national event, and they like, it was like a continuous flight. Like usually I almost always have like a layover somewhere.
Yeah,
So
where are
it's
you
like
coming from?
Oakland.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Hey. Austin, nice to meet you. We're gonna do the thing. Fun.
Oh,
Where are you from?
miserable PU court.
Okay, great. I'm from Oakland, California, which is right next to San Francisco. Oakland's the like shady younger brother of San Francisco. Is this going now? Is it on?
What,
Oh,
this?
yeah.
I think so, because I think people are talking to us. Are people hearing what we're saying?
I think so.
Because I think the
They
live
must
chat
be.
is...
I think it's going.
Because I sat down and said, should I talk to the people? And Dan said yes, so that'd be a cruel prank on him if it wasn't going, right?
That would be.
Yeah.
I'd be like, damn it, Dan.
I mean, I would never need to know, right?
Okay, cool. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm Joe Secchi. I'm a Netrunner player. I think everyone in the stream probably knows what I look like, but maybe
That's
some
not your
don't.
secret. I didn't know that, but it's very nice to meet you.
Oh. I am Joseki.
You're the
That's
Joseki.
the one and only.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Seems like Netrunners I'm like super excited for Netrunner. Like, I just looking around at the first round of the Icebreaker, I'm not playing in it, but just looking around, it was like all different IDs.
Yeah.
All across the table.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, I'm sure like eventually we'll find out what decks are good, and then things might narrow a little bit, but.
And it's an Icebreaker too. People playing fun decks.
Yeah, and also there's a bunch of decks that people haven't definitively proved to themselves are bad, so they'll get to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm on Orvarela.
Sick.
Yeah.
With no snitch? Because that's a rotate?
No, because that'd be cheating. I did get install Orvar, and he's like, didn't that rotate?
The GPI net tab?
No, because you can't really do that, right?
You trash it.
You trash it.
Yeah.
I'm on DDoS and like Hyperdriver and just try and like do a giant turn and gain like money and turning the tokens. It's really mentally taxing.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. Yeah, just because it's like I'm like for my economy, I have to like do a giant combo. So that's kind of stupid. But I got a concession with Orvarela, which I didn't think I'd get to do anymore.
I've only played Ayla in one tournament. It was a good tournament.
Yeah, I think it went okay.
It's my favorite Shaper ID, though.
So would you say you've played the same number of Ayla as you played at Serene?
Yes.
Nice. Could you say that?
No, definitely not. Because like Serene, we only discovered like a few days before the
Oh,
tournament.
gotcha.
Yeah, so that was funny. That was in a Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there was someone who was like, God damn it, is there anything else that gives us extra clicks? And people went really hard on this, like, how do we get more clicks?
Well, it's that standard, like, trading card game thing where you're like, well, this is a symmetrical card, but I'll just remove the benefit. So if I don't give the corp return, then there's no downside.
I'm also like, I wish that we could have won a tournament where it got made into full art. That would have been super cool.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I mean, and to be honest, like, there were 5 Aylas in the top 16 and 5 CIs. We were all in the same deck.
Yeah.
And I was just the one who got the good matchups. So.
Yeah. And I think the people who are really good at Netrunner aren't so confident that they're going to win Worlds that they'll just stick a joke card into their deck to get it printed. Because I think that it would lower their win percentage by like 5%. Maybe they could still win, but they just don't think they're going to win. They don't believe in themselves enough. So just stick in a Char Serene in your winning Apex deck and get that full art at Char Serene.
That'd be worth. If someone won at Worlds with Apex, I don't know if I'd ever play like a real Netrunner deck again.
I've had dreams about winning the Worlds with Professor.
Oh, the full art Professor would be beautiful.
Fun fact.
Also the chunk 1-0 cards that would be in the full art.
Yeah.
It would be one copy.
It would be really
Everyone would
good.
have to buy 3 Professor decks.
Fun fact, if you win Worlds with Apex, you also get the Apex Click Trackers as top decks.
I'm really excited for the people playing mini factions. So that was one thing I said when they gave out all the, like, they showed all the L5R stuff, because I was like, wow, it'd be really cool if there was like clan loyalty or faction loyalty stuff for Netrunner.
Yeah.
And like they kind of leaned into a little. They have like the click trackers and some other stuff, but it's like, I love that because I know a lot of people who aren't that competitive, but they're good.
Yeah.
And they're like, I always play Argus.
Yeah.
Like, I always play whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want those people to be like, it's worth it for me to come to Worlds because I could be the best Argus player at Worlds.
Well,
and that seems
also,
cool.
if you are the best B player, you get a B pin from me. If you have Hive Mind, Swarm Rotator, Honey Farm, the Ambush Shinkeki Ice that hits you, that has a B on it. I will give you this pin if you are the top placing B card deck.
Sweet.
I don't know anybody at Worlds that's watching this, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that kind of stuff. I think that's the kind of stuff that really keeps the wheel turning when people are playing the game.
Yeah.
Is someone chanting for Rokugan?
Probably. Oh yeah, and Gary B is by default a B deck regardless of if he has any B cards in his thing. So if he's the top placing B player, he'll get the pick.
Okay. So you gotta beat him.
What's that?
So you gotta be better than him.
Yeah.
Minimum
Yeah,
bar.
the general you. I'm actually not on a B deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would play if I was playing. I maybe would play there's a lot of good options. I think the stressful part about it is I feel like there's so many, like, I could see probably 4 decks for both runner and corp that have a really clean, good shot at winning worlds.
Yeah.
So you have like Gagarin, you got variants of CI, you got PU, and you got like an Obokata decks. Kind of all on the corp side, they're all like very strong and be more aware of them. And then on the runner side, you got like the counter surveillance strategies, the Mopus Shapers, and then like the shape. There's like a lot of Shaper variants. Like none of them are the same.
Theoretically,
and then there's Val with Mining Accident, which is a very good deck against acid spam. Oh, and I could even see like CTM winning worlds on the corp side.
CTM's good.
So it's like, I think as far as Netrunner tournaments go, we're gonna see more diversity in the general field, probably in any other worlds.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. Yeah, because I mean, I think like just nobody knowing like, and like this is, it's like the number of lists that you have to like take off NRDB is just very sparse, and so like, and people know about them, so like it's fun to build against it because it's like there's only like a few lists and they're not like extremely, I don't know, fun stuff.
It's cool. There's like, I just think there's a lot you can play, and there's a lot of good decision making in the deck building. And a lot of the times it's like, how many Astros are you playing? Oh, come on. Yeah, like how many, like, there's like, you're gonna play 3 Astro, and you're gonna play 3 Sansan, like all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to see what people play. I'm not playing in Worlds, but I'm really looking forward to just watching and seeing what everyone's come up with.
Yeah, what are you up to tomorrow?
Tomorrow I have L5R in the morning.
Cool.
It's Saturday.
Does that mean you made day 2?
Yeah, I did. I'm 5-1 at L5R.
What is your plan?
I'm playing Dragon Splash Phoenix.
Nice.
Because Sam RS systematically destroyed everybody in the L5R chat playing this deck.
Okay.
And then we were like, oh yeah, maybe we should just play Sam's deck.
That makes sense,
then, like, a bunch of people played Sam's deck.
That makes sense. Yeah, Gustavo told me that I don't know anything about L5R really. I read through the rules manual. I like the honor system. That seems fun, but also taxing. And I'm trying to keep on asking people these questions so I can have like this passive osmosis understanding. I hear Dragon's good. I'm glad you're 5-1.
It's not as good as Netrunner by a long shot. Netrunner's I love Netrunner. So it's like people yelling things on a mic. So yeah, in L5R, it's very much about parsing onboard information. It's like the main skill you're using.
Yeah.
You're just like looking at the board.
Yeah.
And you put, it's like chess. You have all the pieces.
Yeah.
And you're just sort of like, what is the best thing I can do here? And in Netrunner, you play by instinct a lot.
Yeah, I know there's extremely analytical people, and when I was reading through the rules manual for L5R, I was like, oh great! For like, I'm very like I had this vicarious happiness for them, but not me. I don't want to have to think about honor every time I install a card.
So, yeah.
Oh, a good joke would be putting honor tokens on your Earthrise Hotel, because that's like the same thing, right?
Yeah, same difference.
Yeah.
Earthrise is a very honorable card.
Yeah, it is.
Probably.
Yeah.
What are the most honorable Netrunner cards? Probably not Power Shutdown. That's a dishonorable.
Wayland is an extremely honorable faction because they're just like, we're scoring these agendas, no problem. They're not doing this like creep, like, this weird subterfuge nonsense.
Yeah.
Like Oaktown renovation, extremely.
It's public.
And they're helping Oaktown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which by 2xx7 is, I'm sure, even better than it already is.
Yeah.
Has there been official FFG word on the toque versus beanie question? I assume if Boggs calls them beanies, they're beanies, right?
I think they're beanies.
Yeah, he's word.
He calls them beanies.
Yeah, so it's a beanie. For Netrunner purposes, for just culturally, both are acceptable things to say. But for the purposes of Netrunner, if your opponent calls it a toque, you can call a judge on them and get them DQ.
Okay, that's good to know.
Toque, toque. Yes.
Toque?
I apologize.
You don't even know how to say it. You're not at risk of getting DQ.
No.
You're
But I
good.
would, yeah, true. I guess theoretically you can call them like a skull cap if you have a really weird misshapen skull.
Is it like a UK thing to call them a toque? What is it?
Canada, I think.
Canada? They call them toques?
Toque. Yeah. My hair feels terrible having this on my head all day.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, just it's really neat to just be like, wow, like all these, like I just like I've been talking to all these Netrunner players for like the whole week since I've been here, and I'm just like thrilled with like how many different things there are.
I'm trying to find a second person. I think I may have lost my second person for the actual.
Oh, is Spags?
I don't know. I think he may have ran off.
I'll just try and win really fast and come back here. Or lose. Actually, I can probably pull that off a little bit better.
I'll solo commentate, whatever.
Yeah, you got it. I believe in you.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, it's cool. I don't know. Netrunner's in like a better place than I think it's been since I started playing. I started playing in the Mumbad cycle,
Yeah.
and that was pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't rough for me personally because I was just playing like my friends, and like if we got too sick of a deck, like we would just stop playing it. Except for my one friend Laura, and she just like we just aggressively type against whatever she's on, and then we're fine too.
Oh, is she? I think I watched her in the top 8 of a DC regional this year.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
really good. She last year she is not defending her title of best woman in the world, which was the top placing woman in Netrunner last year. Very good. She has a 5 or 6 day old baby.
Oh, okay.
With,
That's probably more important than a card game.
Her husband is not defending his title as 85th best player in the world.
Okay.
I'm defending top 10 in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the
Tenon's
things.
pretty decent.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, one of the things you can do if that helps make you make easy deck selections is not practice and not put in the work. So then when Worlds comes around, you're obligated to play the only decks you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be on Sunny and Tenny.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I think you will have competition for the Sunny.
No, I
glitch
definitely
chakras.
will. I definitely
You will have Sunny because I think Sunny's strong.
Yeah.
Like, it seems good to me.
No, I don't think it's a. This happened? Oh, great. I'm gonna go play my game. Yeah.
All right. It looks like I'm going to be your commentator, the lone scraper here, commentating for everybody. I'm going to scoot over in case someone sits over.
Android Netrunner players, pairings are going up. Android Netrunner players, pairings.
All right.
Going up.
Let's see here. Can I figure out? Oh, I did it. Andrew is playing in the Icebreaker. He's not playing in the tournament, but he's playing in the Icebreaker. So I don't know. He's playing some memes, I think. Some not terribly exciting meme decks. Oh, we got a guy. Thank goodness. I was about to do this on my own. I was like, Jesus. All right, cool. Oscar, right?
Yeah, ASTR.
So say it to me.
Esco.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Oscar's like the American.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, cool. From Denmark, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you for coming all the way out here to cold-ass Minnesota.
Oh yeah, the climate is roughly the same as in Denmark. Yeah,
So you're prepared.
I'm prepared. Yeah.
I'm from Oakland. I am not prepared.
You're not prepared.
I got on the flight with a tank top and shorts.
Oh.
And like, it's like 70 degrees in Oakland.
Oh,
So
that's
I was
nice.
like, yeah. But that's cool. It's cool. Are you playing in the main event?
I am.
Awesome. Are you excited? You're thrilled?
Very excited.
How do you think you're gonna do?
I hope well.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Like there are.
Do you have some friends you prepared with? And
Yeah, I prepared with Pomis.
okay.
All right, we're gonna have Jesse and Josh on stream.
Jesse
Okay,
and Josh. Josh again? Get out of here.
Thank you very much, guys. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we actually had Josh already.
Okay. Do you know what he's playing?
Yeah, he's playing PU
Okay.
and Valencia.
Okay.
Don't bother hitting stop after this round.
Okay.
So PU is an idea I actually think is very good. And I think Josh probably
yeah.
feels that way as well.
Yeah, he has some pretty cool stuff. He has Shipment from Tenon and the House of Knives. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
So I don't know what a toque is.
A toque?
Yeah.
So, you know the beanie?
Yes?
Toque apparently in Canada. I was just told this, so I might be telling you something wrong.
Okay.
A toque is apparently like a beanie, or it's the same thing as a beanie, but that's just what they call it in Canada.
Oh. then I don't care.
Yeah. I think it's a beanie.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there's some people in chat that are pretty in on this toque thing, but I don't know.
You can say and call it whatever you want.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, two.
Okay.
You can
I say toque because I'm from California.
Okay, so what's the court?
We'll see. So we got
Oh, they're
Valencia.
both playing PU.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
Oh
man.
I thought I was tapped for this round.
Dan told me I was going to do this round, but I don't know.
I'm just ripping you.
I'll get up after this one. You can hop in.
Or you can take me. I've done 2. Or you can do me. I've done 2.
You guys go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, I wasn't like, oh no, I gotta get over it. They need me.
They need me.
You guys will do better than I recommend anyways.
Okay, actually also Josh is on Film Critic.
In Val.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Should be pretty good for PU.
That's not, doesn't seem to be particularly common, though I'm not like super up on what the people are playing right now. I know what my friends are playing, but I don't really know what other people are playing.
Oh good, it got switched over.
Yeah. It is. You need to play here.
I was assigned to play. I don't feel the need, but
I have an entire Game of Thrones collection in my backpack.
Oh, nice.
Which I got.
Did you participate in Game of Thrones?
I did participate in Game of Thrones. I played a degenerate combo deck,
Oh, nice.
and that was very fun.
Did it go well?
And no, it went very poorly.
Okay.
But one of my friends played the same deck and made top 16, so that was very cool.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I like combo decks in card games, which I think most people know, knowing me. But it was fun. Like, it was cool to like play a Game of Thrones, a game I've never played before this tournament, and like I know the rules and like I kind of know how it goes. And then I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. I've never played in a tournament before, you know, like at Worlds, and it's cool to like. I've never had that perspective of like being like a casual player playing against someone really good at like Worlds, and it was really cool to like play a tournament where everyone I played was way better than me, and it was really fun. I won a game. I won one game.
Pulled the combo off.
Yeah, I did the combo one game and I won. And then I think one game I was gonna win, but I kind of told him like, I know you're like a good player. I'm just gonna concede because like I want you to do well, and, you know. But it was fun. I had a good time.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. So, and I played L5R yesterday.
Okay, how did that go?
5-1.
5-1, nice.
Got it. A lot of fun.
So are you top of any clan?
No, there's a 6-0 Dragon, and I'm playing Dragon. I was 5-1.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Not quite.
Oh, they started already.
Okay, they're going. So,
Okay. Two
whoa.
remotes. Ice remote.
Is this a rebirth? Yeah, so we got a rebirth. It's in the discard pile, but hopefully Josh catches it and removes it from the game.
Musa, I guess.
Musa.
So I don't speak Swedish, but
What languages do you learn? In Denmark, do you learn English in primary school?
yeah. So Danish of course, and English in primary school, and we have to have a third language as well. So either French or German.
Oh, cool. Very cool. All right, so now he's Omar. So he's Omar with a bad publicity on turn 1, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. And now more bad publicity.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want, right? Like, so this PU deck looks like it's definitely playing more the asset game.
Yeah. So probably on bioethics.
Yep. So you're either when you're playing against PU, you're either going to see like a single server PU, or you're going to see like the sort of horizontal PU. Those are House of Knives.
So that's why you don't pay 5.
Yeah. So the PU deck is much better when they're able to score House of Knives. It's a much different game when they don't have House of Knives. So fortunately, Josh. Oh, whoa. Yeah, he got there. So there's the indexing. Josh is gonna take a peek. I don't see points there, but it's hard to tell. This is good. Anytime you get, without Jackson in the format, anytime you get that, you can get a good clean indexing, you pretty much always take it. Especially knowing that it's pretty likely his opponent's on Mirage. So once there's an ice down, the indexing is already lower value because it could be anything, especially Mirage.
But indexing Omar so you can get around in Russia.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that does help, being Omar. Yeah. So he just runs back to trash the Ronin, which is
that's fine.
totally reasonable.
And, oh, that's the snare.
But I don't think he can pay for the snare. Yeah, he's only at $2, so Josh is like, I'll trash the snare now.
And get rid of it.
Yeah, it's very smart. And it does improve, like, it just sort of like keeps the pressure on R&D. You know, his opponent Ice is here. It's very sensible. Do you know who Josh is playing against?
No, I do not.
The guy over there? I don't know. Yeah, it loses Film Critic on net damage, which is pretty bad there. But assumably he plays 2 or 3.
Yeah, we have seen 2
Okay.
already on stream, so there is 2.
You don't really need the Film Critic till the late game against PU, because in the early game,
If they are on Obokata, it's nice.
yeah. And especially against like the sort of horizontal style PU that's a little bit more all in on like milling your deck, you're gonna have a better time trying to steal that Obokata in the late game anyway. Because your early game is going to be devoted a lot to just like denying them the resources they have to build up a good board.
And it's probably not Obokata, actually.
So if it's horizontal, yeah, bioethics might not be Obokata, exactly. Yep. So we develop a Liberated and an Earthrise, which makes sense. We get a Philotic. That's very nice. So it looks like he's sort of putting pressure on Josh by scoring points. It's kind of an overlooked aspect of the shell game, right? If you have a lot of points, it kind of makes them have to run against you, which is one of the biggest weaknesses of PU is your opponent just not doing anything.
Yeah, not running. That's why the shipments from Jennings were nice, because if you don't run, I just make a House of Knives.
Yeah, excellent, yeah. So, really cool. He's going to do an Omar run here. Looks like into HQ, which makes a lot of sense against Shiteki. Oftentimes you want to control HQ. Archive memories, that's good to know.
I did not camp for Worlds. Someone's FFT were nice enough to pay for me.
Oh, did you win a tournament?
I won a tournament.
What tournament did you win?
Nordics.
Nordics, excellent. Hey, congrats. I also didn't pay my flight to come here, so. But I played dumb combo decks in one, so I don't know if it counts.
I played a count size and I lost, so that counts.
That's great.
Okay, Jesse Marshall is the other player.
Okay, it's Jesse Marshall. Okay. Who, if I've heard correctly, is a good player. I've never met the guy. I'll have to say hello after. Cool, so we have a House of Knives scored, and it looks like we've been doing some net damage.
Yeah,
PU's kind of just doing the PU thing, right?
Ice on Archives is nice.
Yep. You got to do it against Omar at some point. It kind of like, ideally you want something like Crick if you have assets like this deck seems to have. Kamainu's good too against Omar. You'll probably commit a Kamainu to Archives.
Or just Kakugo.
Yeah, Kakugo is great as well. So any sort of way you can make it so that the Archives just isn't free. Like vanilla on Archives probably is like pretty bad. In a situation like this.
Too bad pop.
Yeah, so you need to have like an actual good ice for your Archives. So he's gonna take some money on Liberated. Discard Paperclip makes sense. So he might be somewhat certain his opponent's not on Arc Lockdown for some reason, having seen the Archive memories, perhaps?
Yeah.
Arc Lockdown seems pretty standard in PU, from what I've seen. You see it a lot. It's kind of on your mind the moment you sit down, right?
Yeah, it is. But the barriers in PU are not likely to be very high strength.
Yep.
Okay, Mushin.
Okay, so this is my kind of deck.
Oh, I hate it.
You hate
I
Mushin?
hate Mushin.
No, this is the best. I love it. This is Netrunner. You got to go with your gut in Netrunner.
A guy in my meta bought the Eldar Mushins, and I just knew what would come for the next 5 months.
Yeah. Yep. I played this deck that had 3 Archive Memories and 2 Reclamation Order, and you localized product line for Mushin. And then you just Mushin, and then you like Reclamation Order all your Mushins and play them all again.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that was I made no friends playing that deck. Cool. So we get another looks like Liberated down. So I think it looks like Josh is taking a break from running now that he's put some pressure on to just try and build a respectable board. Right? Try and get to that position in the game where, he has the 20 credits he needs to run for the next couple turns. He's got enough card draw that he can consistently run. He's planning here, right? He's preparing for the future. So we'll see if this Mushin does anything.
With 2 Ronins in the bin, it's...
Well, he might know. He might have drawn the third Ronin, and now he's trying to mess with him. Right?
Yeah.
So that's always the best when you draw all 3 Ronins, because they trash a couple, and then you Mushin one out.
The last one isn't there.
Yeah. It's great. So what do we got here? Is this a...
Mining Excellence, 2 casts.
Okay. It's good injects. I was worried that he was going to mill a second paperclip and then our clock down would be live, but his opponent has 3 copy those 100%. So
But then you only need 1 turtle counter.
Josh plays very systematically against these Jinteki net damage decks.
Okay.
He has a pretty good. I've spoken to him a lot about it, and he's a pretty good heuristic for how to play these games in the sense that he central pressure always at the front to trash as many traps as you can, set up, and then once you're in the setup phase, you just try and go where the agendas are. And you know that because the game's going to go long against a deck like PU, HQ is going to be very vulnerable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think Josh is probably going to bank on some kind of strong HQ play here in the late game.
Yeah, he must have more as well.
Yeah.
Hope you win it again.
And Hacktivist.
Alright, so his opponent just looked at his archives, so there's a 100% chance he has Arc Lockdown in his deck. When my opponent's like, can I see your archives? I'm like, alright, Arc Lockdown boy, give me my archive. We know what's going on.
Archive Memories.
Okay, so he picks up a Ronin. So this is either for Mind Games or he's playing Dedication.
But you have to have it on the table, right?
Yes. So if he Mushin's another card, he's basically saying come at me, is it a Ronin or not?
Try this one out.
But there's a non-zero chance that he just has Dedication in his deck and he surprises Josh. So do you know if Josh
Mushin the card, install the Ronin blank?
Oh yeah. And then there's also a chance that Josh has played his I've had worse for setup. I didn't see it in this game, but
I think he hasn't. We
Okay.
saw some injects.
so he might be holding them, which is good. Josh getting all his dice in order. Hacktivist is good here. Helps a lot, especially because PU often gets flooded in the late game. So not too bad. It's not too bad to get flooded when your deck has Obokata in it.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, do you want it? Do you
Yeah.
really want it?
Yeah. So that's kind of nice. It's almost like it mitigates that downside, which is good.
Okay, so install double hands.
So it's either
Ronin or a trap.
Yeah. I mean, it could be like an Overrider.
Yeah.
Any deck that has Mushin, you should probably count on Overrider being some component of their deck. Cool. So there's the last Earthrise trigger. Josh draws 2. Thinking about it here, it's tough to say, right? So this is the kind of board where it sort of diminishes your ability to play well against it, because now we have a 4 advance, a 2 advance. We know that he picked up a Ronin, so it's hard.
Yeah. So you need a 4 and a 3 advanced Ronin, right? To do it in one turn.
So, or Dedication Ceremony, which, and we've only seen 2 influence with the Archive Memories.
And the Arc Lockdown.
And the Arc Lockdown, yep.
Which we are,
So develops another Earthrise.
I'll just go ask them to keep the cards on the playmat.
Okay. So we're gonna make sure the cards are on the playmat so y'all can see. As Josh here, he's in a very good position, but there's a lot of danger on the board. I think he might have used the turning wheel earlier in the game to trash some stuff on R&D. I don't think Josh missed a trigger. Okay, so now he develops his film critic. So Josh is set up.
Yeah.
So now it's going to come down to, random access and like what servers he chooses to run.
Actually, the 3 points on the corp side just sort of forces him to check the board a lot.
Yeah.
Because a 3-pointer and Obukasa
Okay.
would make it very nasty.
All right. So Jesse throws down a new remote. This is a blink remote, so you have to wonder if it's a Ronin or a Snare or bioethics or whatever. We still haven't seen Jesse's restricted card, so you know it's on Josh's mind.
Yeah.
That's one nice thing about the restricted cards, right? Is that once your opponent plays it, you like know what kind of game you're playing. But Josh's accesses might not be as clean as he would like because he doesn't know if his opponent's on Obokata.
Yeah.
So once you know it's an Obokata, you can just play efficiently for those lines. But Josh here has to really wonder if his opponent's on bioethics, which just makes it a much more challenging board for him.
But I think whether it's Obukasa or bioethics, he would want to end his turn and run with many cards in hand either way.
Yeah. So there is some sense in which you're playing around it regardless.
Yeah.
So again, looking at the bin, seeing what's going on. A lot of good cards in there.
Does he have every heap breaker in there?
I think I saw one more, but I don't think he has all of them.
Okay.
So this is a pretty good draw. We got the 3 daily casts running. We're going to hit an inject here. Stim Hack, not going to do a ton of work in this matchup. Probably not something you're really dying to play. But Knifed is a very strong pickup.
Very nice.
So Josh is going to look to get some ice rezzed in the near future and try and see if he can find that Kakugo. But at the same time, Jesse knows, so he can wait on the Kakugo until he does some net damage and see if he can find the knife.
If he has no MK Ultra, he does not want to face plan into a Kumaino. That's 10 cards.
Yeah. So it's tough. So this is liberated. Josh is going to keep working on his economy and building his board, which makes sense. So it's now about 5 turns into the game in which Josh has not interacted.
Yeah.
Which is, you're getting pretty close to the breaking point where your opponent's deck's going to do something very powerful.
Yeah. He has a billion credits though.
Yeah. So Josh is definitely feeling the clock here for sure. Another Mushin here would be pretty backbreaking from Jesse. That would make the board dramatically harder for Josh. So we know he has Archive Memories. He might be playing 1 or 2. There's the Mando. So Jesse gets that House of Knives. So
that's
great play.
On turn 1, he installed 2 House of Knives.
Yep.
Jesus.
Amazing play by Jesse there. That's a lot of patience.
So now he has to check every advanced thing because it could be a 3-pointer.
Yep. So if there's an Obokata, one of these advanced cards is an Obokata, and Jesse's already shown that he has the patience to not score immediately.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yep.
So also that's 12 cards now in net damage.
Yep. So very scary for Josh. It's a hard position. He gets the Kamainu down, which makes sense. He's got to get that down. And he runs Archives. Sees the Kakugo. So this is a low impact Kakugo. If this Kakugo is an essential, you might not res it.
Yeah.
But Josh maybe bounces and goes back with Knife just to turn on Omar.
Yeah.
Okay, so he bounces and he goes to R&D. He wants to see more and he wants to make Jesse spend those last couple bucks.
Yeah, and he
can.
only has 3, right? Oh, he over-installed the remote.
He over-installed the remote. Okay, missed it. But still.
It would have been great if it was the first turn.
What's your philosophy on checking remotes? Like, kind of like, do you have like a guide that you kind of use?
I check the 3rd Mushin card or the 3rd advanced card.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Because you kind of feel maybe they might be kind of getting kind of desperate and you want to just see it.
Yeah. So they try again, then you go, then you die.
And then you die. Yeah. All right, so there's some mill. All right, great. So we're here now. We're at R&D. So you're going to see 1 operation. I didn't see what it was. Okay. So the overinstall with an agenda is always a bold play, right? Because you're always drawing attention to the fact that you're overinstalling because you have to make that clear. So there's a House of Knives trigger. We're going to get the ding. So what do we get? Not the knife. He really wants to hit that knife.
Yeah, actually maybe he should play it. just to play knives, just to get rid of that Kikugo.
Josh's deck is very small.
Very small.
He is on an insane clock to win this game.
And he has no points.
So this is a very resilient PU deck, right? We're not talking about the old sort of Mushin decks of the past where you have one win condition, you just have to kill them with Ronin, that's the only way to win. The PU horizontal deck's interesting, you have 2 win conditions, right? So it's like you're constantly on this clock being your deck, and you're also constantly at risk of getting scored out against or killed. So, Razor's Edge here. I could definitely see Josh winning this game, but it's going to be very hard.
It's difficult, yeah.
I mean, I've seen Josh win harder games, and I was like, how the hell did you do that? So, you know, very good players. And it sneaks up on you, right? PU always kind of sneaks up on you in those games. So you're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm running, I'm doing stuff. And you're like, I have 11 cards in my deck, and I don't know if I can win. And it's awesome. I love these kind of decks.
Yeah, and this deck is empty.
Right, so we're going to go back to R&D. It makes a lot of sense here. Looking for access. 5 credits in the pool, thinking about Komainu maybe? Who's going to let him in? What do we got? Hedge fund. And now HQ. So this is Josh's best line, right?
Yeah, HQ. Oh, Picasso.
He's going to host. All right, great. So now that 1 access, Josh is very in the game.
Yeah.
From the 1 access. If he didn't get points on this turn, I would give a lot of favor here to Jesse.
Avocado.
All right, takes a credit. And that daily cast money is gone, right? That was all rig money.
But it does look like he has 20 credits or so.
It looks like, is that, okay, it's hard to tell on stream because they're all stacked up. So, once some ice gets rezzed here, there's going to be a hedge fund, yep. Now it looks like he'll be able to res some money, but again, if he has traps on the board, he just can't spend the money. He can't go down to nothing. So, first click, move it off. We know there's no bioethics. There's the Kakugo. Josh holding the knife for this Kakugo.
But would you want the Kakugo on R&D or Archives? I would want Archives because then Omar can go into both HQ and R&D.
Very lucky. Maybe Josh is content to just grind him down here. Neural.
Oh, Neural.
Not a good thing to see, but you know he's got it, right?
Yeah. But you can't not run.
Yeah, not running loses the game, so we gotta get good accesses. He's gotta go. The thing is he might wonder like how high value is the knife, because the knife is another access.
Yeah.
So you've kind of missed the window on knife being a strong card.
So that was Ronin.
There's Ronin.
Yeah.
Neural, good game. There's the kill.
Was that the kill?
I think so. Oh no.
Yeah, I think it's 0.
No, it's 0. Okay. Oh, so he missed the hacktivist. So we're gonna see if we hit the neural.
Okay.
Not neural.
Not neural. Oh well.
They fixed it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So now Josh can't run.
Yeah.
Do you just run the 4 advance card? Probably not, right?
Yeah. Maybe last click. So try HQ 3 times.
Is there any winning line here? So HQ is the only remote that you can run. The only server you can run on the centrals. He goes to HQ. No res. Jesse's got nothing.
Yeah.
Instant
The House
no.
of Knives I used.
Instant no res.
Oh.
There's the neural. That's game. What's he got here? Turning wheel. Sees Junebug. Trashes it.
Oh. Why is he flipping more cards? Okay, he just resigned. Oh, he used turning wheel.
Good game. So well played by Josh. It seems like his setup turns took a little too long there. His opponent got too much of a board.
Yeah. Maybe he did throw a few too many economy cards on the table.
Yeah.
Use them for damage.
Yeah, he has just like $15 or whatever at the end of the game, and it's you gotta wonder if the health points from the daily cast might have been better.
And you have 2 bad pops, so breaking isn't expensive.
Yep. Yeah, so it's tough. I mean, that's one of those matchups you really do have to play a lot to really understand too. So I don't doubt Josh has done the testing, but it's challenging, right? No matter what, it's gonna be a hard game. I've never played against PU and been like, haha, this will be easy.
Never.
You have to, if you make a mistake, it could very easily cost you the game. Yeah, PU got that game.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder, right, like if Josh had even like 3 or 4 more hit points that game,
Yeah, that
if
could
that's enough
easily
to win the game.
have turned the game, yeah.
So you really got to value every card against PU. Cool, so now we're going to have Edward Kim versus PU. Decent amount of Anarch today from looking around,
Yeah.
which is good to see. So there's a lot of people talking about how the tournament is just going to be all shaper.
Yeah, I think it will be tomorrow.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. You don't?
I don't know. I think like it's definitely gonna be not criminal. Not criminal, I think is a
Not
safe bet.
Apex?
Not Apex, sure. I think Sunny's decent.
It is okay.
You can play like information sifting in Sunny, and you know like take tapeworm and clone chip and like other things, and like it's a good deck. You can play a good deck with Sunny, and you're also good against yellow because you have Link. So it's like I could see Sunny being good. Can't really see Adam being good.
Not really, no.
You gotta play Almakua, right? And then Dean Lister and like kind of that, but it's hard to be an Adam player. It's a tough life.
And Mirashu is really good against Find the Truth.
So Josh takes a loss here, but we're gonna go to the next game and see if Josh can't revenge with his own PU deck. What's Josh's PU deck like?
No missions, so he just does...
Single server?
Yeah, I think so. He didn't make a server, so he has the shipment from Tenon. So he says run every turn, or I put out a House of Knights, which was a little grindy last round, but it worked out really well.
It got the job done.
Yeah, he has Wampua Reclamation, so
That's annoying.
yeah,
That card's really annoying.
really annoying. And you know at least 2 agendas are out of HQ as soon as you see it. 3 nils, 3 crimson actions. So just
Very grindy.
yeah.
Yep. Not a bad plan with PU. So looks like Josh's PU is a little bit more all in on the milling him out win condition.
Yeah.
His opponent's PU was a little more split on win conditions.
I like the other PU actually. It looked pretty potent.
Yeah. What kind of decks do you like to play?
Anything but Jinseki.
Oh, you don't play Jinseki?
No, I hate it.
Why? What about it is annoying? Like, it just like bothers you?
Yeah, I just don't like it.
Okay.
And I'm also not good with the blobs.
Yep.
How's it going over here, gents?
It's good.
Pretty well. 3 PU decks.
Nice.
Yeah. 51 again.
The mill.
How did you do?
I got blown out.
Oh,
It happens. That's very cool.
we'll go again.
I managed to get hit with the load testing. I only had 1 click, so I couldn't use misdirection. And then I did a glory run, and I didn't see your
Seems good.
happens. And then on Polana, again, it was 6-7, and they were just barely able to squeak into the remote the last time.
Josh is on no ice in this opener.
Yeah.
There you go. Get rid of that, right?
Yep.
You're Kim. You're gonna run the centrals. You're gonna get in there, right? You gotta use your ID ability. Hit those neurals.
Kim would have been a good choice for Rebirth. Like
Oh, yeah.
Omar isn't bad at all, but Kim would have been nice for renewals.
Yeah, especially given he only used the Omar ability a few times, and I wonder like if his opponent was poor enough that I wonder if he just went to Kim if he could have gotten those neurals and those other things he accessed earlier in the game.
Hitting Wushin, something like that.
Makes the game a lot easier hitting even one operation against a lot of these decks.
Yeah.
Jesse Mercer with the Inject, Earthrise, same old thing. I've had worse, and Employee Strike, so there's the restricted card. So now Josh knows there's like no Mopus, no Film Critic.
Yeah.
Helps a
So
lot.
Employee Strike or Film Critic is the restricted card you want in this matchup.
Strike's good if this is House of Knives, he's going to be real sad. Nope, doesn't look like it.
And you have 7 sitting over there.
Okay, Strike's already. So he's struck for like most of the game here. It looks like.
I need to boost by 5 to get it out of
It looks like a Hokusai on R&D. There's the Wampoa. You cannot use the Wampoa if there's no cards in Archives, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
There's an access. Breach Dome hits it. That'll probably hit the bin. He'll probably run back here for another click. And I've had worse. Definitely running back now.
Yeah.
Unless he draws something he really needs to install.
Oh, there's a snare in hand.
Yeah, better for Josh to hit that I've had worse now than later down the road. Absolutely. So Josh is in a bit of trouble here. You know, he's basically everything's in the open.
Did they forget the strike?
There's a snare. Josh pays for it. I don't think they forgot the strike. Oh, they did. You put it in the deck.
Yeah, but Breach Dome
No,
does,
Breach Dome.
yeah.
Breach Dome. Yeah.
Good catch. But that one they forgot. Or did they? No. No, they know what they're doing.
They got it. Players this good, mistakes are pretty rare like that. We go back again, of course. Breach Dome. There's a lot of information, right? A lot of information.
A lot of damage too.
Oh no, he milled the card. Oh, it's Breach Dome.
Yeah, Breach Dome,
Breach Dome.
yeah.
God damn it. I was like, I always forget. It's the same as Shock.
It's the
In
same
this
as Shock.
matchup.
Yeah.
It's like better than Shock, right? Because you get the mill on the dome and not the Shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's meat damage, so it's harder to prevent.
Yep. Alright. Looking at his bin, seeing what breakers he has in there. Other cards.
Imp is a nice include.
What happened here?
I think they did the employee strike on the imp, and now he's shuffling it back.
Mandatory.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's a good fix.
It does in a very marginal way affect the Breach Dome that happened after, but it's fine.
I appreciate that. Because, alright, so I owe you a shuffle.
There's Daily Cast going up to 4. Not a lot of money, but he doesn't need to break ice, so it's not that big of a deal. Click one's draw. Going into HQ.
Almost like it's trying to tell me something.
Yeah.
Oh, or R&D. No, it's HQ. This Wampoa gets rid of the agenda. What do we see? Miraju. Good to know. I don't know if he's on indexing. Very possible in Anarch, though.
Yeah, and he has same old thing.
Yep. He wants to see the other card. 50 chance. It's Miraju again.
Yeah, good trash.
Get rid of that. So now I really need to draw ice. Josh has to draw ice in the next, like, 2
But
turns.
yeah.
Or needs to get very lucky in terms of accesses. It's possible.
Okay, so Mirage on HQ.
Which is good. That kind of replaces the Wampoa. But Josh is committing to saying that I don't think you have indexing.
Yeah. He does have Hocus grid, it seems.
Yeah. It's good protection.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Nice. Well played. Gets rid of the strike, so Jesse probably has to commit another strike to the board this turn. But he's probably going to want to make a run the turn he makes the strike, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not now, but in future turns.
Yeah, before you run. Ah,
So we have Mercs to prevent the dome.
that's cute.
Takes attack. Almost certainly he's just going to clear it immediately.
So that prevents the mill as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the breach domes that can prevent 4 breach dome triggers. Takes a peek. Do you know if Josh has arc lockdown?
I think we saw one. I'm not sure. Oh yeah.
There it is. Both MK Ultras, it looks like. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
That's really bad. And maybe even an upside to not drawing your ice here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't rest.
So he didn't get those MK Ultras installed. And that damage was bad to him, and now it looks like he's probably not gonna. He's gonna have a hard time breaking sentries for the rest of the game, unless he's on Amakua. That might be his only out if he has it.
Yeah, he must be on Amakua.
There's a strike. I don't know. We were playing a lot of decks without Amakua.
Yeah, you can. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's really strong. It's a good supporting icebreaker, right? I think everyone realized that you can't play it as your main icebreaker, but it is quite good in support.
Yeah.
Your opponent has to respect it. Earthrise gets some cards. Does he have Fem in his hand? I thought I saw one, at least a promo Fem.
How's it looking?
Okay.
Who won the
That's
first
good.
game?
Jesse took it.
No player's gonna play good cards.
Very true. All right, so we have a gamble now. So Jesse's kind of back in a healthy credit place. Probably able to make some plays. When you're down to that low credit total, it's so difficult to make a play.
Yeah. Oh, and
There it is again.
That's brutal.
Yep. So this game has gotten extremely difficult for Jesse very fast, which looked like a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, very good start.
Josh has managed to turn around by just being patient, using his Wampoa to sort of like prevent himself from losing. He's really crawled out of this game from what looks like a poor position.
Yeah, because now your hand and your R&D is just gone. Not R&D, stack.
Yep. Same old thing. Looks like we're gonna get that strike. We gotta save our hit points. PU is extremely good. Is undoubtedly a very good ID in this metagame. Before, there was just, you could play everything. You could have Levy and Strike and whatever, right, in the last meta. So, like, an ID like PU that's really all in on needing these certain things to happen was very poor. But in this metagame, it's very hard to shut off every axis of their game plan. Your economy can't compete with the old, like, Temujin economy and, like, Blue Moose and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
paying for a feedback filter or something like that might be too expensive.
Yeah, so it's quite hard. If you play Feedback Filter, you have to play Mopus, right? And Mopus isn't that good against PU, so...
Okay, we have a remote.
Right, so Josh makes a remote. I'll remind you, there are no icebreakers installed. And he also has no access to sentries, and Josh knows that. So
Fem.
there's the Fem.
Beautiful.
Great, so Josh probably did not plan around this at all.
No.
Doesn't go to the remote. That's interesting. Goes to HQ. Josh might have been trying to get him to make a remote play, though, and he might have been planning around that.
Maybe it's Commando on the remote, like thinking both MK Ultras is out. Jemison best ID.
I love Jemison. It's fun. You just go crazy, right? So sacking your own agendas. It's nuts. This is a House of Knives damage.
Yeah.
Gonna do another one.
Yeah.
Using these House of Knives when there is still a strike up. It's interesting. He might have good net damage in his deck. Rolls a bunch of dice. Picks that one. There's a Philotic. Great hit. That's another way to clear the strike.
Oh, so it's a legwork.
Shimon from Tenon. Another great thing. So learning a lot here. He's got to keep up the pressure.
Yeah, and Kim.
Yep, Kim gets it. Obokata can't take it. So that's the reason for the House of Knives.
Yeah.
Very tough. All right, so that turned the game. That was a strong play.
Yeah, now you know that there is an Obokata on HQ. Just getting it with 2 House of Knives is...
You might just have to keep running back and make him use all the knives, all the strikes up.
Yeah.
You got to make him use it while the strike's up.
Yeah.
So you have to keep making plays here.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good line of play.
So Jesse probably knows this strike isn't going to last forever.
But all 3 tenants are out.
Yeah. So he does have this Sentry Breaker now. Fem, it breaks combining fine. Looks like the finals, the Thrones just finished up.
That's true.
Yeah. So he's got to make sure he has that 4. He probably also play around Snare, so he has to stay up on 5. It's going to be hard. So preemptive action here. Memories, 10 and Tenon makes a lot of sense. Get those back in the game. So he's going to go right back. He wants to keep up that pressure. Here's the House of Knives.
So, what did he install in the remote?
We didn't see. But Josh is at least playing like it's not, like it could be not Obokata. No House of Knives trigger. Sees that. It's Snare.
I think it was going to be real tough, right? So, like, this doesn't really...
Sifting for CI.
I feel like it's a no res. Still.
Okay, so
He's got to do the last damage.
Yeah.
I might set it 5 anyway.
Exactly.
So I hit vanilla, that's what
Imp. Alright.
and that becomes
So this Anarch deck's very well teched, right? He's got Operation Denial for decks like CTM.
Sifting for CI.
Sifting for CI, Strike for these kinds of matchups. We haven't seen it yet, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Scrubber or something like that as well.
Scrubber and him.
So this deck seems like it has good tools for most matchups. So I think his turn was draw 3 run, so he's tagged.
It was the snare, yeah. I think it's Komino on the remote and then Obokata.
Another really good hit from Kim.
Yeah.
Looking for that Obokata, but I think it has to be in the remote, right?
Yeah.
At this point, you got to think it's in the remote.
It could also be Tracker, the ice on the remote.
Huge problem. Tracker's so expensive for Black Orchestra, it's a nightmare.
maybe it's
Where is it anyway?
So Josh here's got to figure out a way to make this game harder. Because he's currently not really, he doesn't really have a winning board.
No, he just, yeah.
You know?
He's just not losing.
Yeah. Exactly. But maybe that is kind of how you win, is you just don't lose forever.
Yeah.
scarcity, man. I've got 3 strikes in the deck.
You got halfway through for you.
Takes a couple dollars.
And then it's
Jesse's got to be thinking about that remote, right? So
He
what
is
is he?
quite poor.
There's the same old thing. Wants to keep that down. Restricted card strikes, so there's no levy in play.
yeah, that was like
Yeah, the last round, the runner didn't have a restricted card, so it could none. So it could be levy all the way through.
That's stressful.
could have absolutely gone 2 ways there. A few credits off, I had 2 punitives in hand.
All right, so he's got to be thinking what? That there's an upgrade in that remote. Could be Ben Musashi. Could be Hokusai Grid.
It's punitives and override.
It's almost certainly something that does net damage.
NBA race. That's the.
So maybe he's just accepting that Obokata's unstealable.
Yeah, that could be, yeah.
It's like one of those like, the game goes a little long. Is he something that?
Yeah, I mean, so many good sources of damage from Shinteki is, Laurie just mentioned in chat, it's like, the stack's tiny.
The stack's tiny, yeah, that's true.
And it strikes been in play the whole game. He's gotten like 2 mils from this ID, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, did he get any mills from the ID? I think those were domes.
Yeah, it might have been just domes. Strike's been up all game. Hunting grounds.
That's good.
Good answer to Kamainu.
Yeah, it's a really grindy PU deck. So the games just stall at some point.
The nice thing about a more horizontal strategy is you do have some pressure.
Yeah.
Looks like that's a run on the remote. Josh is thinking here. Kakugo gets rezzed. Looks like ends the run and passes the turn. So now Josh knows his opponent's looking at the remote, so he might want to make a play here with that.
Yeah.
Maybe second ice, advance, some way to like pressure this a little more.
If that's Hokusai Grid or Ben Musashi, it's practically unstealable with the House of Knives tokens.
So maybe in that sense he just waits for his opponent to come in. Anarchs do have cutlery, so that's still a possibility too.
Yeah, that's true.
Most Anarch decks I think at least have knives.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? And a spoon for a Fairtail 3.
Yep. Clicking through a spoon is very good.
Yeah.
I think I see a Black Orchestra in there. Josh is looking for another high value arc lockdown. HQ it is. So Josh overwrote that Fem Ice with this ice. Another Kakugo. This is not what you want to see.
No. Well, as Josh you do.
As Josh, you're very happy about this. Paperclip comes out. Got to pay $1 to break. Saving the paperclip from the bin is pretty important too.
Yeah.
There it is, exactly. So great play. Thinking around the worst possible outcome, which is losing both paperclips. Does he have had worse? Josh isn't mad about it. Draw 3 more, please.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like 5 cards or less.
God damn, that's so brutal.
Yeah. Is that the third?
It's the 3rd time that's happened.
Nice.
That's got to be like 2 cards in that R&D. Yeah, I mean Josh is making this game look real close, even though those Kim hits have been nuts. Could easily lose, both sides. 10 and 10 in score
Double 10.
Obokata. Well played. He's been setting that up for a long time, I think. But he drew back. I mean, he preempted those in. So what we got? What's the agendas here? We got so 2, 5, 6, 7, 13 points.
Yeah, well,
2 are obokadas.
yeah, 3 avocados, right? We'll play 3. So that's 9, 12, 14. Oh yeah, he made a successful run.
Oh.
What do we do?
I think it's too late. They're like already well into the next turn.
Yeah.
But we should tell Josh after the game to not do that.
Yeah.
How did game 1 shake out?
PU did PU things.
Yeah, it turns out that's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really awful.
Yep. So he milled all of Josh's cards.
Yeah,
and then,
that's a good way to win in this
Yep.
game.
And then Josh was like, I don't have any cards left, and he was like, yeah, and I have Ronan.
No, if you can't get those early strikes as the runner against PU, you're just gonna get grounded to the dust. But you gotta get like an Obokata in like the first couple of turns when you still have hit points, so you can threaten.
Oh, he took 4 credits, they say.
So what are you thinking about?
Okay.
Okay. So again, they know how to play.
Yeah, we're like we're watching, but we're also just talking, and we'll miss stuff. I mean, I missed a turn too, Nathan. Don't worry about it. All right, so now we're down to like 3 hit points.
Yeah.
At this point, it's looking like the game's not winnable, right? Because there's 2 Obokadas, that's 6 points. A House of Knives is left in the deck. I don't know how you make 7 points here, right? How do you make, what agendas make 7 points with 3 cards in hand?
Future Perfect and
The Future Perfect?
yeah.
I don't think he has 2.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's lost. Probably. Yeah, and install double advantage just wins.
I think so.
Picasso.
So Jesse's got to make an R&D attempt. There's Maker's Eye. Yep. I don't think Josh cares. I think Josh just lets him see. You want to steal the avocado? You can't steal it.
Yeah, okay.
Here's a snare. Good game.
Yeah.
So yeah, real tough game. So there's 2 games, right? That just showed you how strong this PU deck can be.
3 actually.
And that he had strike the whole game, and he couldn't win. The whole game on turn 1, he had turn 1 strike.
Wait, are they both on PU?
Yeah.
Both on PU.
And Jesse had turn 1 strike with same old thing backup. Strike was in play the whole game, and he still lost.
The deck is just gone. Like you play against it, and then at some point you look, and you just have got no cards to draw. Oh, no money to trigger snare.
Okay.
We are horrible at this.
It's hard to see. Like I just assume he has it. I don't really see any path to victory here.
Round 5.
He can't steal avocado,
Yeah.
and he can only make 6 other points, or 5 other points.
So yeah, there is the last House of Knives. So Future Perfect, the last House of Knives. That's true. Wait, no.
No, that's 5 points.
Yeah, that's 5.
It's not enough points.
Well, 6.
You have to steal an avocado.
Yeah.
You must steal an avocado against this deck.
Ah, that's really nasty.
If you sit down tomorrow and you're playing against PU, you have to say, I need to steal an avocado. Or if the game's going to be done, right? It's just like this.
I'll just ask for an ID. You can have your PU win.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
game.
in this game. Yeah.
He scoops it up. He knows it's done. So, great showing by PU that round.
Yeah, very great.
I wonder what everyone's answer to that is. Shaper with Film Critic, Smoke Film Critic.
Feedback filter is.
You gotta play Mopus then.
Do you?
I don't know if you can just play Feedback Filter. I think you need Mopus. $3 for a net damage. It's very hard.
But you can plot as, like, if you're against Josh's PU, you can still plot. Yeah.
Boy, that's hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Not easy. All right, well, I'm gonna get another drink.
Yep.
Pleasure to meet you. Good to do
Likewise.
commentary. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, one more round.
Yeah, one more round. We'll have some more people on here. We'll see what's up.
everybody. How's it going? Is everybody taking good care of the channel? Hope everybody's been enjoying. Unfortunately, tomorrow, since, you know, all hands are on deck for Swiss, there's not going to be anybody left to commentate. So it's going to be uncommentated, top table at Swiss. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Lots of PU in this Icebreaker tournament.
Time has been called for round 5.
I'm going to see who I can get to commentate the last round. I'm going to leave it on, and I'll be back. Hey, Andre. We have our own meta of about 10 people in Delaware that I've been really about. How are you doing, guys? I just gotta hunt down people to commentate for round 3.
Android Netrunner players, 5 minutes left in the round. 5 minutes left in the round.
Alright, I'm back. So, I have dropped so that I can commentate. Me and my buddy Michael. And we are going to be commentating. So, I got this FFG mat. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's really hard to see on the camera. But I got some gold signatures. I got every content creator and everybody who makes art for this game. Alt arts, podcasts, streamers. That's who I want the signatures for. So, if I can rap with everybody who's still on stream for a minute, I am loving this Worlds meta we're in. This meta is so fun. There's so many decks. There's so many tech cards. Nobody is ubiquitously good at everything. And that's so great for this game. I think this has been one of the most diverse Worlds I've ever seen. And even though there's going to be a lot of CI in the cut, I really think that it's a lot of different decks. People have a lot of outs. It's good. It's a good meta. I'm so excited for tomorrow.
So Netrunner players, it's time for round. It's time for round for Android Netrunner.
4
There's on the floor. There's in tech you buy your tech in if someone comes looking for it.
Okay. So how's everybody feeling? Have people been enjoying the stream thus far? So, I'm going to take this opportunity to do another plug. If you like what we're doing, please feel free to take a look at the links in the show note below. There's some great Patreon rewards if you become a patron. Thank you. If you become a patron of the channel, there's a lot of really great rewards. Everybody who I've met here who's a patron has been great. It's been nice to meet everybody. Consider becoming a patron, or if monthly contributions aren't your thing, there's also a link to my tip jar below. Every dollar you get gets me closer to professional quality equipment. I've been upgrading everything steadily thanks to the support from everybody, and it's been great. You guys have really helped me up the game on the content, and I wouldn't be streaming at Worlds if it wasn't for everybody's support, so thank you so much. Right now, I'm a little loose on FFG beer and barbecue cheeseburgers. But it's been really good. Everybody's in a really good mood. I think one of the best things about this meta is that there's no real degeneracy, right? Even the PU, you can pilot your way out of it. We're just waiting for the next pairings. This meta is so wide open that I have no friggin' clue what to corp tomorrow. I know what I'm running, because there's only one deck that I'm running at this Worlds on runner side. And that's my girl Smoke. I dropped, so it's gonna be the two of us.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I've gotten my brain rewired enough for today.
That's fine.
Do they use this table or is this one here?
Huh?
Are they using this table?
They're using that table.
Okay, I'll move all this stuff down.
Do you want to just throw it up against the wall here?
Thank you. Wait, what's this? It looks exactly like the one I have, but it is not mine. All right.
So talk to me a little bit. You can drink on camera.
Okay, good.
So talk to me a little bit about how you feel about the meta that we've got shaping up this year at Worlds. Oh, and tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
Oh yeah, I am Michael Lawson. Those of you on Stim Slack know me by my handle, Neuropantser. I'm from North Carolina. I'm the Durham area. I'm the only one from my local meta who made it out to Worlds, and it's my first time here. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been great,
Yeah.
right? Don't worry about leaning in. This is like a cone mic, so we're
Okay,
fine right
cool,
here.
Cool. So yeah, the Worlds meta,
Yeah, what do you think?
it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of CI, but it's not like you're facing the same deck. Well, you did, but it's not like you're facing the same deck over and over and over again generally. And you have outs. It's not. There's no real prisons that we've seen thus far.
Right.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Right? We're back to a little bit more of that classic net runner, where it's more of getting your deck to go off and making the right decisions at the right time. and I feel like a lot of the Jinteki that we're seeing with the Obokata, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, I know here, not necessarily on stream, but a lot of the games that I've watched, kind of drifting around, people making the choice not to get the Obokatas early when they can, and a lot of times it's costing them the game.
Yeah.
And that's still like a decision that you have to make. It's not like people are just being locked. People are making choices. I really feel like the Obokata Musashi deck and the CI boom load testing kill are going to be like the decks to beat tomorrow.
I think a lot of that depends on what people bring. I think that all of that is pretty dependent on people teching hard against rewiring CI.
Right.
Because if people don't tech hard enough against that, I mean, the issue with a lot of the CI decks is it's about getting enough accesses to get agendas to win the game.
Right.
And that one puts you on a faster clock for how fast you have to get those accesses. But it's also very weak too. Like one hate card gets you a bunch more turns to get more accesses.
Right. If you have a single biometric spoofing in your deck, and that buys you like 5 turns. Yeah.
Unless they just have the nuts draw. If they have the nuts draw, there's nothing you can do.
Right. I think the big thing right now is Anarch, the counter surveillance deck, if they can set up fast enough, because they can just clear so much of the hand of CI, I think that is a strong contender. I think indexing is really strong against CI. The problem is, and the thing that I like about this meta is indexing is really strong against CI, and it's Garbo against Jinteki because Miraju is a card.
Yes.
So you've got this thing where you can't be like, now I'm set against everything.
Well, it's situational. It's only good situationally against kind of the third pillar of, or the fourth pillar of CTM.
Right.
Because if they throw an MVT and they throw a Data Raven on R&D, you have to take a bunch of tags to actually steal an agenda from indexing.
Right.
At most, a lot of times, it's giving you information.
Right. Now, misdirection is a big strength against that.
It is.
I had a game.
Best defense.
I had a game in the
great.
Icebreaker where I saved my my Satcons for misdirection, and that won me the game.
Oh, I think that's absolutely the right play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because best defense is a card, it turns out. A really good one when a lot of the really good programs are 0.
Yeah. It's never been more common. I've seen some CTM lists going up to 2.
Yeah.
And they have ways to return it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a brave new world.
Who's that guy back there?
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's good. I think we're going into a good place.
I agree. Well, what I like about it is the counterplay to almost all of these decks isn't to turtle up, do nothing, sit around, and wait forever.
Right,
it is to get access. It is to run.
It's the do not run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things right now that Shaper players especially have got to do against the brain rewiring deck, because splashing a biometric spoofing feels awful.
It does. It's a slot that could otherwise be.
I feel like that's a better silver bullet maybe in an Artist Colony Haley deck, because you can go get it at will, and if you sense the combo starting,
or an Ayla, where you can just either way you throw it on your end of your RAM. If you need it, you can grab it. Otherwise, you never have to draw it.
Right. I considered putting it in my smoke, but there's more or less no reason for me to do that, because I have no chance of seeing it.
Yeah.
And
it's better for you to clot it.
Right. And I can't dedicate 2 slots to that. I think one of the biggest things that Shaper can do in this meta against CI is just force as many ice reses as they possibly can.
Well, and Clot does answer the combo as long as you keep remote lock.
Right.
And Smoke is actually in a relatively good position to do that, because your runs are cheap in terms of your real credits.
Right. I'm actually considering switching to Inti as my Fractor, because I'm not seeing a single barrier above 1 strike. I have yet to see one across 2 days of play.
Yep. I played against Titan, so I guess that I saw one there. But other than that, yeah,
But
it
Titan,
hasn't.
even Titan's got what, like maybe one barrier above.
I saw a firewall
Yeah.
the game I was playing, and that was it.
But yeah, like I really feel like the only barriers that I think we're gonna see this meta, because CI is like not playing any barriers besides vanilla really.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't want to res anything else that just says end the run. They want
Yeah.
T, so you
Well,
can't just bounce
that,
off.
Yeah, either that or they don't want to res anything that has a subtype.
Right. So I really feel like you're going to see a lot of vanilla. Kagugo is the barrier du jour, and you do not need paperclip.
Kagugo's great.
Right, and you don't need paperclip for Kagugo.
I mean, that frees up influence. That's,
frees up
that's
quite-
extra piece in our time. That's extra tap room.
Yeah. It feels good.
That's setup.
Yeah.
Or it's Mercs.
I mean, that's not terrible right now.
It isn't. You can't be boomed to death, and it buys you a turn.
Yep, and it buys you is brain rewiring, it puts it back on, and then show of force is meat damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It honestly, out of non-anarch, it may be better to just do Citadel
yeah.
because it does the same thing and has incidental value against CTM.
Or even Guru Devinder.
Yeah. It makes it really hard to steal avocado stuff.
Well, can't you just choose not to prevent?
No, you cannot steal avocado if you have Guru Defender.
Oh, right, because
You
it
have to
auto
trash it.
prevents.
Yeah. Feedback filter does the same job, but I think a little better. It's expensive, but so is Guru. If you
Yeah,
want to
well, so I'm speaking specifically about the show of force combo.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If we see enough of if the brain rewiring deck really is the boogeyman that some people think it is, we might see some gang sign Leela.
Yeah.
Yeah. It may be a deck that does well on day one and even into day two.
So what do you think? That's gang sign with Maul?
With or without Maw, because the problem with that deck.
This is my choice.
Okay. The problem with that deck has always been it's very slow economically, and Maw only exacerbates that. So it could just. They may not run Maw. They may.
I feel like the
what do they do,
only console that really gives value there, if you want to do like Leela, is Logos.
Yeah, that's actually Logos by itself does the work of one spoofing, and Leela's ID ability means they can't kill you with Contract Killer because of Logos, but Leela prevents them from killing you with Show of Force. Right. Yeah. So they have to get creative to get around that. Like they have to. Well, even that's kind of dumb. They could score both of them, score another agenda 24/7 you, but at that point they should just score 7 points.
Right. Hopefully we'll get new pairings soon.
Yeah. The round ended a few minutes ago, so it should be soon. So what have we seen on camera so far?
3 PU decks and the Shaper and Anarch Sampler.
Huh. 3 PU decks. That surprises me.
And all the PU decks have won.
Huh. Less surprising. Did we see any feedback filters, or did it not matter?
It's too expensive.
It is. It is. At least it's too expensive if you want to contest a Nissan. Yeah. Kakugo is a really good piece of ice.
What?
Kakugo is a really good piece
It's
of
a
ice.
really good piece of ice. Especially now that Parasite's gone.
Yeah. I mean, one of the few answers, I think, I know it hurts because slots, especially with having to pack answers to CI kill and everything in the meta. But Anarchs should almost certainly be on one lifetime, so they can take out the Kuka.
Yeah. I watched a game over there where somebody got 2 Kagugos on R&D against an indexing smoke, and that just feels bad. It feels very, very
You have
bad.
to run through them twice.
And you're not getting a Obokata in that scenario.
No. It's, even with Daredevil, I don't think you have enough clicks to do all of that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. How's the audio coming through, everybody? Are we coming through clear still? Let's see. Let's make sure the camera didn't
We see the chat's talking about information sifting. Information sifting is not a bad card when a bunch of Corp decks have 10 or more cards in their hand. All you have to do is, it's what we were talking about earlier, getting accesses. It's a super access. Like, if you get enough accesses to get 2 points, ideally 4.
Yeah, 50%.
Info sifty to 50%.
Yeah, 50% of the time works every time.
Yeah.
Well, right. More often than not, in the mid to late game, an information sifting is a 50% chance to just win the game outright.
Yeah. If it isn't, then you know where all of the agendas are. Actually, pull that off.
Round 6 has begun. Round 6 has begun.
Alright, that was so fun.
Our most honorable clan is the Lion Clan, but followed very, very closely by Scorpion Clan. Good luck, players. You have 1 hour.
Lion boys, baby. Lion boys.
I don't know enough.
You don't know the shit
I don't know
about
enough about L5R to comment.
Lion boys, best boys.
Yeah. Lion's the ones with the efficient dudes, right?
What?
Lion has efficient dudes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of the core set, they have the most inappropriately costed cards, as in they're really cheap.
That's
Yeah.
a good.
Yeah.
When the entire meta is 3 core sets, that's a good faction to play.
Yeah. I feel like most of their stuff is like should have been like 0.5 above, and then they rounded it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they have a lot of disproportionately strong cards in their dynasty deck.
That's fair.
Yeah. Hey, that seems pretty good, Uberman.
Yeah, same old thing, information sifting.
I mean,
if you have enough...
more that he's watching me at 2 a.m. and he's drunk.
Oh, yeah, that's obviously great.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, if you have a 50% on an information sifting, and you have enough money and clicks to fire it twice in a turn, you have to get pretty unlucky not to win.
Well, I mean, that's why I feel like if Criminal had a little bit of a better econ, they'd be in a much better place, because if you ran Steve with like 2 legwork, 2 information sifting, you could just go...
You could just pound HQ.
Right, you could just pound HQ against CI and say, you know, fuck you. I will find these agendas eventually. You know what I'm saying?
One of these is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then since you're recurring it, you know, you give them the choice where it's just like, can I have information sifting or information sifting?
Yeah. Like it wouldn't even hurt to discard an information sifting early if you have the other in hand, because you can get one of them back.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's better to cast information sifting 3 times than 2 times, but in a pinch.
Right.
Alright, Perry's just went up.
Alright, so I'm going to go grab the top table person.
Your round will start.
I am.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. I'll hold down the fort here. Huh? Well, I'm in the passenger seat. Huh? No, I got 0-4 blasted, so... yeah, my brain got rewired a few too many times for me today, and I'm gonna sleep that one off. Yeah, thanks. You as well. Wonder who we got. Looking around the room, it looks like we will not Well, never mind. I am on dance stream. So,
Yeah, I know it's dance stream. You streaming?
I'm commentating. Yeah.
Yeah, who's commentating with me?
Dan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Are we live?
Say hello to the crowd. Yeah.
Nice. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well.
Are you still in?
I didn't play.
Oh, okay.
I've just been hanging out with folks.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was in, then I got blasted 0-4, and now I'm gone.
Are you in 2-2 with me?
Yeah.
It's good seeing you, man.
Yeah, you can stand. I bet if you wanted to join us, you can sit down.
That's all right.
Okay.
Dan's stream, man. He does good work.
I agree, he does. Have you figured out what you're playing tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I got it figured out.
I envy that of you. Sorry, feel free to take room. Yeah.
The guy doing Apex shenanigans last year, right?
I was on Geist.
I know it's tight in here, so.
Endless Hunger, man. That was me.
That was fun.
It's good to see you.
No, there's no way of getting me in there.
All right.
All right, who do we have?
You should call a judge. We have table 2.
You're on stream?
Yep.
Nice.
Do you want to jump on and commentate?
I was like, people just want to
Good job. All right. So they're gonna get settled. We have table 2. Seamus and Dave Hoyland are on table 1, and they opted out of being on camera.
Trying to preserve the secret tech. That's weird. So, table 2. We have Adam Delcano, I just saw, and who else do we have?
Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Nuggets, guys. Like, so few people here. I know. You really
So I'm staying like next door to Adam, so I know a bit about the decks he's on today. He's on
We have Ash on the right
okay.
and Blaine on the left. Let's
All
go
right.
over.
Adam on the right, Blaine on the left. Now I'm staying next door to Adam, so I know a little bit about what he's doing today. If I remember correctly, he brought Clanarch, and it looks like Clanarch Max.
Yep. With some fine deal with its sleeves.
That is fantastic. Oh man, he is already winning on style points.
And we've got Titan.
And Titan on the left. Here we go. This should be an interesting matchup. It's
I am curious to see what kind of Titan he's on.
yeah. I imagine they are both trying to go fast.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta go fast, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wise Video Game told me that.
Yeah, a really good video game told me that.
But speed really will be paramount because once Clanarch gets set up,
You're
it
fine.
is very, very difficult to win the game.
Now, one side effect is if he is on the pure fast advanced Titan, he has 3 CBS,
True.
which will slow down the Clanarch very significantly.
Yeah, Adam needs to make sure that he has
A lot of
enough money and enough bin breakers
Right.
to survive a stage of the run 2.1 CBS res purge.
Right. Yeah, because that's. I had 2 wins that I picked up in King of Servers from that.
Yeah.
Because they did the math right after the first piece of ice, and they realized that there was no way that they could get in with enough money.
And also spend all the tax they had. Yeah.
Right. And it's an all or nothing. You either do counter surveillance or you get nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not a may. It's a must.
It's a must.
So you can't even single access it.
Right. So if you can't pay it, you just get nothing instead.
Yep. Now, if he's on kind of a hybrid Titan build that has boom, he can in turn slow Adam down by booming key pieces out of his hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Probably. I think it would be difficult for him to get a kill, but he could, get two of the counter surveillance.
Feel free to say no, but do you want to just split these right now?
both players shuffling up. It's very good. Always shuffle. Shuffle enough. Oh, well, we know what restricted card Titan's on.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's surprised
That's
by
not
it.
surprising.
Oh, sorry. On screen, not yet.
Thank you for giving up your space, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
It's all good.
Dave, you can scoot over a few more inches if you need it.
Yeah, we're parked here at the end of a row,
Yeah,
so that we're about five
there is
tables.
an active game right here.
Yeah, we're about 5 tables away from the action, so that they can't hear us. I was initially worried about it, but I think we could be too. You guys, hey,
Do you want us to give a shout out
Adam!
on stream to anyone?
you're good.
You can lean over if you want to give a shout out.
Yo, anybody back in Ireland?
All right. Shout outs to everyone back in Ireland.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Quick piece.
Okay, so we have opening hands now.
All right, so I see what do I see? A dummy box? Is that what I see?
That is a dummy box.
I see a dummy box, which is very good for Clan Arc.
Yes.
Helps get rid of when people try to get rid of things like
If they
or
best defense or
mercs.
Mopus, you discard a Mopus.
You don't have one card that I did.
Or Dean Lister, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a bad one to
Dean,
lose.
Dean Lister is like your primary engine to
Yes.
make your shit go. So
Yes.
now, if Titan is on pure fast advance,
Which
Max,
I'd say the GFI makes it a little more likely that they're on pure fast.
yes, then you have to be wary that Titan, you're going to be milling cards.
Yeah.
And Titan is highly likely to have at least one arc lockdown.
For the clocks?
For the
Yeah.
clock.
So you
if
could
they-
mill your... I imagine this maxes on Levy.
Right. But even more so than
Yeah.
that, if they're on CBS, if all 3 copies of a Conspiracy Breaker are in
Yeah.
the trash
Yeah.
and they go, that can get very hairy very fast.
It could, yeah.
All right, so we see it looks like
God
a
of
God
War
of War
and an Obelus.
An Obelus going
Yeah.
into the trash. And we just see ice and double money to start.
Runs HQ, sees a Colossus.
Yeah.
So I'm not leaning in for sound,
Yeah,
leaning
you're
in
trying
to
to see
see
it.
it. Yeah.
Here,
We
let me
see
make
an
this a
Advent
little
horse.
bigger.
Oh, perfect.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there we go. Oh my God, Adam, yes. Okay, so Adam is using the Think Loaf quick trackers that I made and brought to Worlds.
Nice. All right.
We
so,
didn't even plan this.
So both players are going very fast.
Yeah. We see same old thing down for Adam, which
It's good.
is that'll help accelerate. There are plenty of things that can get back that he can mill with Max. We see Wireless Net Pavilion just to make it even more difficult to get him off of.
He doesn't know
Yeah.
if Titan is a hybrid and has a kill package.
Yeah.
He doesn't want the easy backline clears for
Right.
Mercs.
And even in-
Urogniev.
Yeah. Even just
All right.
say drop
Oh, Stinson. I think we're on a kill deck.
it. Uh-oh.
So he's just
Stinson.
he's just gonna go ham on money.
Yeah.
So I
There we
have to
go.
believe that he's on a kill deck, a pure kill deck.
It would make sense. It
and
would
then he
make a lot of
probably just
sense.
has maybe 2 or 3 audacities as a backup win con.
Yeah, I don't know if you have much influence for anything else.
Yeah,
I mean,
but like a
Yeah.
Audacity to Atlas is still good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, he definitely has audacities, I think.
All right, so
But
P's.
does he have enough money to also
I don't know if
have
P-
one trick of light?
Yeah, I don't know
Or-
if Peace is the right play here when you now know that they're on some sort of kill package. I guess he's kind of hoping that he draws into the Mercs very quickly.
Or the Obels. I
Yeah.
think he's looking for both of those. Because
Yeah.
those are the things that keep you from getting boomed to death.
Right. But giving the 5 credits to Titan does make it a lot easier for them to trash your shit.
Yeah.
And Titan is very rich right now.
Yeah. My guess is he thinks
There's the dummy box.
dummy box. That's good. He needs to find Obelus.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
nowish.
And Peace in Our Time gives him more than enough money to play Obelus. I think that's what that was.
Yeah.
Feel very rich on both sides here.
Yeah, we've got, is that a tenor?
That looks like
No.
a 10 at the top.
Yeah. So we've got 14 for Max, and it looks like 32 for Titan.
A bit of an imbalance.
Yeah. So we see an ice go down.
Yeah. Might be worried about. I don't know if the Planarch decks. It's a card that you see float
right.
in and out of Anarch
So,
decks. Oh yeah.
9,000%. That's like either the Colossus, but probably more likely it's a Hordem, and he's
Yeah.
going to slow roll it to keep the God of War
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, even Colossus can get pretty rough because Max isn't, can't get huge hand size until she has the Obelus.
Now we see Retrieval run for God of War. He's going to begin taking tags next turn. He does open himself up for
Just like 3 clicks of
hitting.
trash, and 3 clicks
Yeah.
of trash, 3 clicks of trash.
yeah. So he needs to find a Bells.
He needs to find it.
Absolutely needs a Bells.
Yeah.
Because he may be about to take 4 tags, which normally he doesn't
All right.
mind taking 4 tags.
Lister goes down.
But, yeah, there we go. Mr. Lister.
So we see a draw. I see a trigger light in the deck.
Okay.
I think I saw one anyway.
No, you probably have influence for 1 extra fast advance tool
Yeah.
if you're on kill. Yeah, good point in the chat. At the moment, plenty of money to land hard hitting and still spend credits trashing. Now, what you have to remember
So
is
we just see triple advance. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
he must be on some sort of hybrid.
yeah. Okay, mills a Hades Shard and a Mars for Martians. Both cards I think he would like to have. If Titan ever actually puts cards in the graveyard.
What do you think that Hades Shard is for?
Drawing with the bells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a wonderful accelerant in that kind of thing.
And it helps you win against Obokata decks because
Yes.
you can
Yes.
draw up mid-run.
Yeah. Yeah, draw it mid-run, and in addition, if you have, I don't know if this Planarch deck is on Imp, but if you Imp an Obokata because you don't have enough cards to steal it right now, you can draw up and steal it at instant speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got a tag, 2 tags now. So he's in boom
He plays a
range.
Mercs.
He overwrites his old Mercs with a bigger Mercs.
Yeah. Huh.
He's trying to jack up his tags.
Yeah.
He knows that he's on the clock, so he's trying to set up for the kill or for the counter surveillance as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
He knows that he's on a limited clock because he can only dummy box so much.
Incidental. He also has incidental. How many counters does he have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has 7 on there. That's an entire boom. If he has so with an Obelus and 2 extra cards in hand, he can get double boomed in left.
Right.
Yeah. And it's gonna take. Like Titan is rich right now, but all
Right.
of those credits will dry up if you try to trash that.
So
Mercs.
he's going to Trick of Light.
Okay.
So he's got an Atlas counter now.
Atlas counter?
So which helps him.
With the fast advance and the kill.
Right.
Yeah. Atlas counters are so good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Even if he has 6 counters, then you need one more card in hand from Abellis. But
So
Same idea.
there's the max flip.
yep.
A Lost and I've had worse and a Sure Gamble.
Cards I'm sure he wouldn't mind having, but they're not.
He doesn't need them.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
needs
the,
Abellis.
he doesn't have the time. Yeah.
He's quite a ways through the deck to not have Abellis yet.
I'm getting heartburn off of how spicy this Titan deck is.
Oh, we see a counter surveillance go down.
He's just gonna go for it and see if he can dig.
Yeah. Now, he can't dig with Abellis because he doesn't have it yet. But if he can steal,
But if he can pick a couple
Yeah.
of agendas off of R&D early,
ideally, an Atlas.
yeah, ideally an Atlas.
Do you think it's worth grabbing an Atlas with an Atlas right now if you have the Audacity in hand?
He's still got 2 clicks. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
I mean, he's rich. He can res the ice on HQ, but it's maybe a little risky.
Now he's not seeing a ton of cards, so
Yeah,
if
he's
he,
only
if he-
seeing 4, I think.
So it's a Mausolus, which is,
Okay. It's not going to end the run.
but he can. He I don't think he has a Orchestra, so he's gonna have to Lister.
Okay.
And he's going to have to use 3.
3 counters.
I did access it, but other than that, I mean,
Looks like he's letting him
Yep. He's going to get a 5 access.
letting him gain 1 and access. Oh, he only spent 2 counters there, I think.
Oh, he might be just letting him have the money.
Yeah, I
because
think
he
he's
doesn't
letting
give-
him have the money
yeah, I
because
think
he's
he
already
let him-
rich.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what his
All
money
right,
is.
so let's see. That's a
Cricon.
Cricon, a Hordem.
Fordham,
CBS.
Now he's only losing 2 counters here. It could definitely be
It
worse.
could be a lot worse.
Yeah. Trashes the CBS and sees a wormhole and an ice wall. Okay.
Wormhole in a top icebreaker deck. This meta. Waylon.
This is awesome.
Yeah. All right, there goes the Archives
Okay, Archives
interface.
interface. He's on 1 credit.
Yeah, he's gonna be like.
He's gonna
be like,
he's
get rid of your trick of your
removing
light, and then he'll
the trick
probably
of
go.
light, yeah.
He might go again and get rid of the CDS, maybe not.
Maybe. I think there's an argument to doing it, but at the same time, maybe you just need to draw for rebels.
Now it's worth noting that Adam just had like a complete hard reset, so
Yeah.
Titan knows he's got a couple turns off.
Yeah. But
Get-
so does Adam. Adam
Right.
knows that no agendas are going into HQ for a few turns unless we see an Alice guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't see any.
He also didn't see fast enough.
He didn't see any fast advances. He does hit that. He hits a hedge, and then he hits it again with Stinson for a huge credit boon. I'm not sure how he's going to leverage it though. We haven't seen
Yeah.
the hard hitting yet. So we got a Mars for Martians.
And a levy.
That goes into
What we were talking about earlier, that if he can't find Obelus this pass through the deck, and honestly, even if he does, he might not have enough cards.
Yeah.
He could get boomed once and the game is over if we see an Arc Lockdown come down on this levy.
I don't know if he has Arc Lockdown. If he has Trick of Light with, like.
So 3.
Do you think that somebody would run
8.
Stinson if they were not on kill?
No.
Right?
12.
Okay, peace in our time. He's just saying, you've got $1 billion. You have
Another billion.
Yeah, have another $1 billion. Titan's very rich. Since he's on a counter surveillance play, that Stinson's never going anywhere. So
Yeah.
basically, after every counter surveillance run, Blaine is likely to just get a couple hits off of Stinson.
Yeah.
But he has to be able to leverage that money to be able to do anything.
Yep.
So we see a SMC come down, which means there could be a clot threat. Yeah.
I don't know if this list is on it, but I've seen many Clan Arc lists that are on SMC beyond Plot as well, because that's always the problem with Plot.
I think a Hordem just went down on R&D.
I think so. Yeah.
And he's gonna advance
the
the
Mausolus,
Mausolus and
advance
advance
the
that
Hordem.
Patron.
Yeah.
Because that is subpar, having to get pay the 6 to break.
Yeah. Yeah. And for what it's worth, Black Orchestra, once it's down, is kind of efficient against Hordem, but you have to pay 6, and sometimes the credits can be really tight.
Right. And we've already seen. I think we've already seen 2 Mars for Martians go into the bin.
We have.
Yeah.
And we've seen one Dean Lister's popped, and I think there's another in the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Black Orchestra. That's very good for the runner. It's in the bin now. That's where you want it.
Absolutely.
He still has not got his console out.
No, he's.
I mean, I really feel like
I don't know if I've seen him get. We saw the one get milled the very first turn.
if you don't have anything good to do here as Titan, do you just try to trash Wireless Step Pavilion 3 times, or what do you do?
Maybe. I don't know if it's terrible. That is the play. Oh, we see Mars for Martians. I don't think because he's going to try to make a surveillance play this turn or anything. I think it is purely because he's about to levy and wants to get the value.
No, he's going for it.
Oh, he is. I'm wrong. Don't listen to me.
He's got the Lister, 4th click.
Got
He's
the
going to
Lister.
go in for
He
it.
knows there's no CBS on the table. Four cards in hand. That is plenty
So
to
he's
get
going
through.
to pop it.
Yep.
So what has he got? 6 tags? 7 tags?
I can't quite see. It's either
There's
6
the
or 7.
Hordem. He's going to pop it.
Yep.
He's going to probably let him have the money because who the hell cares?
Yeah,
And then he can even break all 3 on Mausolus.
which is good.
So then if he hits a CBS,
Yep. I mean, he could save a counter. Let him have the money on Mausolus too. He has to spend 2 to match strength here because he has 4 in hand. But he's got plenty. He's got enough to get in, and he's got enough to see the top 7. Or 6, however many it is.
And he's going to say, take the money.
Yep. You know what would be great with all this money?
If he killed him?
Corporate troubleshooter.
Yeah, I was going to say. If he killed his ass.
That too, yeah. Okay, he is using an Atlas counter to find... This is click 4, I believe, so... he has to reveal this, correct?
Yes.
He may have shown Adam and we just didn't see it.
Yeah,
it's an Atlas.
Yeah, it's 4th click. This is a perfectly reasonable play.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Now, the clock could screw this up for him.
No, but it's safer in hand.
But it's safer
right
in HQ.
It's safer in hand right now. All right, so he's going to see 7 cards. Oh, GFI.
There's a GFI. There's a Beanstalk, Boredom, IPO, Preemptive, Ice Wall, Edge.
Ooh, oh.
He gets the
GFI, but
that's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not like he was going to score that anyway.
No. At least he's finally seeing points, I guess, from his perspective.
But that's 2 counter surveillances from the first pass gone.
It's 2 counter surveillances, and he's netted
and he's gonna have an off turn because he doesn't have enough money. So he's got a levy because all the Mars for Martians are gone now, and he doesn't have.
He kind of has to find Obelus first. He has to Obelus and then find Obelus, drop it, then levy.
Yeah.
Or find Obelus, levy, and then. No, he has to drop it.
He has to drop it. Yeah, because now he's gonna say, "Screw your God of War shit."
Yeah.
And he's just banking operations for later.
Yep. Takes another tag. Mills God of War. Mills Sir Gamble. Draws, he's gotta be drawing an Obelus real soon, you'd think. I see a piece in his hand. That may be a good play.
He's probably gonna play it.
I'd assume so, yeah.
He's really good in planar.
Yeah.
And your number on the icebreaker players. One more reminder. When you are done with your match, should be
Draws.
at least 12 tournament points. Please make sure you accompany your results up to the front.
There we go. Hey.
And we will give you 10 additional dice points.
It only took 43 cards.
Once again, and remember our icebreaker players. If you earn at least 12 tournament points after this round, please accompany your results up to
Best defense. Oh, doesn't have a second one in hand to protect him. Oh, no, he does. Okay.
No, he
doesn't.
Oh, that feels bad.
That's awful. Is he about to mill the last one with Max?
He's gonna.
Oh,
So
man.
now he has to levy to get it back.
That's disgusting. Best defense. That's a card.
It is a card. It's a fine card.
Yeah.
He's going 3rd ice on R&D. He's got the cash.
Not unreasonable.
I mean, if he can get a Colossus on there and just start slow rolling at 1 click a turn, that's also pretty impressive.
Because at that point, you have to get Obelus and draw for a few turns before you know you can break it. It's Pavilion, hits Clot. Knocks his tags over. They're probably excited because he did not just mill the Obelus.
I feel like he's got to go into archives and get rid of that best defense.
I think so.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing to see recurred right now.
Yeah.
It's not even necessary. You're going to lose 4 counters for that, but that's fine. You're not winning this turn. You probably need a few turns to set up because you're about to spend 5 to levy.
Right.
And 4 to play Obelus. Might not be bad to clear the CVS at some point too.
Yeah.
Those are the two best things for Titan Death Preemptive right now. And we did see a preemptive coming up in a few times.
All right, he's going to retrieve a one.
Okay.
Probably the other God of War.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is exactly what he gets.
So that was pick 1. Pick 2, draw.
He's at MU. That's what he was pointing to there, I think.
He's going to save
Same
the
with Levy. Maybe he milled the second Novellus and we missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets the levy. It's good.
Yep. He goes down to 4 credits to do it.
I haven't scoped a boom in Blaine's hand.
No. Any time now. We know it's not coming up in the next 3 or 4 turns unless he preemptives. Any time now would be a good time for boom.
Yeah, because he can just
Clear off the mercs.
Right, he can
Yeah.
just say reset the clock.
Yeah.
Because then, since he's not really in striking distance of the win, he has to just draw like crazy to try to get another mercs down.
Yep.
I imagine he's on probably 3x or 2. Your max, you have to be on 3x in case you
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a Novellus? I can't see.
I can't see it. He's got 1 click remaining.
He might not want to play it this turn so he can piece next turn.
Yeah.
If he has a piece in hand. Or draws it. And he's going to remove the CVS. Last click.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point in chat. Must not be playing Boom because he could have just taken the Atlas token and won. Well, he can't win mercs, but he can clear off mercs. It might not be a bad use of a counter, but saving an Atlas is possibly better. Now, Titan is rich enough that now there are fewer resources. You could consider trying to just trash the mercs.
Yeah. And he just cycled his hand.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't have the right stuff for it.
Right. And even if he does, what other resources does he have in his deck? I mean, the best thing he could trash right now for mercs is another mercs. And he wouldn't do that because he wants to play it next turn. He doesn't want to trash the counter surveillance. He only has 3
He
left.
is loading up his deck for, he just put those in face down instead of face out instead of face down.
Yeah.
I had not considered Peace in Our Time for a Clan Arc deck.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, I like it because the problem with the deck, same problem that there are with a lot of cool runner decks in the format, is setup time. And it's not great to give a corp 5 credits, especially if you think they might be trying to rush you out. But
If you get the lemon access, it's because
yeah,
it's...
exactly. If it gives you more than a turn worth of setup time, it might just be worth it.
So, counter surveillance and a Hades shard goes in the bin.
He definitely doesn't want either of those in the bin. Play Smarts for Martians.
So he's going to get rich.
Yep. Gains 11 credits off of that.
He draws a card.
Still needs an Novellus. Just it'll help him find if he digs again, it'll help him find more stuff.
He's in a very weird place because like Waylon has the money to kill him at any time.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Vadim, I think you're absolutely right. I think he should just go buck wild trashing resources.
Yep. It's like the dummy box is at its most oppressive when there's a huge number of cards in hand.
Right. If you're gonna do it, this is the time. So here's a counter
surveillance. Doesn't have enough money to do it this turn, I don't think. No. There's no Dean Lister.
I would put a lot of money on that outward ice on R&D being the Colossus.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if he's leaving the counter surveillance on the table, if I'm Waylon, I'm just gonna be like, trash that, trash that over and
Yeah.
over and over again.
You have enough money to do it right now, as Titan. Plenty of money.
I think he wants to have more clicks in his turn to try to make something happen instead of always firing the combo on the last click, which
Yeah.
I get, but he's opening
himself
up.
up.
So that's quick. More indexing.
Yeah, it really just seems like some unfortunate draws on Max's side. I'm not finding Obelus soon enough. Either pass through the deck.
Yeah, but it's also worth noting,
Max does that.
one of his resources are precious. So if you try to trash
This is the
counter
last
surveillance,
time.
what is he gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
is he gonna trash a Dean Lister to save a counter surveillance?
He shouldn't.
Right, but like, so he's gonna see if he can bait him into a remote. I would say that there's a 90% chance that that's the other Hordem,
Yep.
and he's gonna say, I'm gonna slow roll something in here, and if you don't pay,
Mars for Martians.
so big money.
Yep.
What happens if I break it?
He's probably got the Lister in hand. He's gonna go deep digging.
Yeah, but this gets D-Res. Okay. So
Draws off Mercs.
Oh my God! If he's on government takeover,
The game could end. He's got 9 counters.
yeah, he could just.
Yeah, notably.
I mean, the SMC is still down. I don't think we've seen a clot in the bin. There's Obelus.
Yeah, there's no clot in the bin this go around.
Or yeah, so he could just clot.
Yep. And that would be sad face for Titan.
All right, he's gonna go HQ with the counter surveillance.
Well, he knows there's an Atlas there. He's spending a lot to get it.
That's the Colossus.
It is.
So he's gonna have to iron price that shit.
Yep. That's strength 5, so it'll cost 10.
He's gonna let it
Let
fire.
it fire.
I feel like you have to get rid of the SMC
second I saw it, I
here.
was like, well, he was looking for that.
Yeah, the redundancy with the programs. Yeah.
All right, then he's gonna pitch MK Ultra with dummy box to save.
To save SMC. That's where he wants it anyway.
And the HQ counter surveillance feels bad because you have to overpay.
You have to, yeah. Now he does see an Atlas and nothing else that he can use.
So that's 2 counter surveillance is gone.
Yep.
So if he mills the other one,
He draws 5 from Abelus. Gambles.
Oh, sorry. My maximum lot size is 4. I will pitch.
Yeah, he's got to make the last counter surveillance count.
yeah, I mean it will count.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of
Unless he
R&D.
gets milled.
Right. There's not a lot of R&D left here.
Yeah.
Titan's in a very tough spot.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
Lanark, man, it's the real deal even without Siphon.
It is. He's out of virus counters. He's using credits. Draws. Trying to find the counter surveillance before having to pitch it, I think.
I've had worse. Dean Lister.
He's a Dean Lister. I think that was a Dean Lister.
2 Dean Listers.
Yeah.
He's gonna go archives. He's gonna keep him honest.
Is he gonna remove the best defense, I guess? Seems like the best target. Oh, goes for an Audacity. That's a good target too. Make it harder to fast advance out the win.
Yeah, that's also true.
We're getting to about the upper points of where you want to keep taking tags, I think.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because he could price himself out. The deck doesn't have a lot of money left in it.
Yeah. And we're getting to the point where he would be overpaying on R&D after not too many turns.
Right.
They let 20 people in, dude. They let 20 people in.
The trouble is you have to draw the Mars for Martians.
What did he just lose? Stim hack looks like.
Yeah, stim hack.
For a
What a
last
card.
ditch, for a last ditch
Yeah.
remote run.
What a card.
Stamherk wins games, baby.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I
And it
think-
turns out brain damage is meaningless when you have a list.
That too. You have to get really unlucky for it to matter. The other card was a wireless net pavilion.
Mars for Martian is rich. This is probably going to be it. Yeah, this is going to be
Dean,
it. Counter surveillance is going to go down.
counter surveillance. And here we are.
Yep.
Let's see basically all of R&D. Still no chance it can be a CVS on the board. There is no unseen card in a remote or central.
He's double checking that Black Orchestra's in there.
If worst case scenario, he could SMC it. It feels bad to spend 8 on that, but at the same time, he should be winning the game here.
What's the tag count? 4 or 16?
He has just enough to do that if he needs to.
Yeah. Looks like 16 tags.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta res everything here.
Yeah. You have to at least make it
I
extensive.
don't know about it, so I don't even want to speak about it publicly.
He deems. We should see counters go off here. Black Orchestra breaking, and then counters going off again.
I talked about it because I think at the time I was like, oh my god, I brainstormed it to
He's still at MU because of Obelis.
Gotta spend 6.
Yep. Spends more counters to get past Mausolus.
Then he's gotta spend 16 bucks.
16 bucks.
So this should be it.
If it isn't, it will be very surprising. I don't know if there are even 15 cards left in R&D. CVS Purge. Chooses to trash. Sees a Hostile. Colossus. Wraparounds. Wormhole. Ice Wall. Trick of Light. Another Hostile.
There it
Atlas. Okay.
is. That's game.
Man.
All right, I'm gonna run into the bathroom real quick. I'll be right
Sounds
back.
good. Yeah. So it seems like that's how it often works with Clanarch. It seemed like he was behind a lot of that game. It seemed like he was in danger a lot of that game. But the deck has very strong late game inevitability. It wasn't clear exactly how many cards were in it in R&D there, but he was going to see, if not all of them, then very close to all of them. And there was nothing Titan could do about it without drawing a CVS that they never drew. Fast events. He's got a quad in his deck. There's a chance he could draw it, and so it's in the hand and it doesn't do anything, but... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He knew about quads, so he knew... that may be why we saw the priority construction, not for Red Planet Couriers or anything, just to... If you're going to fast event something and they caught you, at least you have an ice in front of it and they have to pop a Dean Lister to get past. Or just spend money that they need for counter surveillance. So I guess in retrospect, that that Titan deck was pretty pure fast advance. We saw another trickle light in R&D at the end there. Yeah, Clot, the runner has to trash, so Dummy Box does not save it. But if all you need is to buy a single turn, then you have to have a CVS. And Adam had already removed one of the CVSs, and I imagine it's going to go back for a second soon. Okay, so Dummy Box does not protect Clot because Clot says the runner purges, not the court. And Dummy Box only protects if the court trashes. Not much. We saw shuffling up, and we have CI versus Val.
Now?
Yep. Again, knowing, having talked to Adam about the decks he's playing, he is on, unless he changed between yesterday and today, he is on rewiring CI. So, he's going to rewire his brain if all goes according to Adam's plan.
That works out pretty well a lot of the time.
It's done all right today, I would say.
It's quite chilly. I don't know if you can see behind us.
It is snowing out there.
It's snowing, and they have the door open because it is quite warm in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're right in front of the fan, in front of the open door.
Yep. It's fine. The L5R players aren't cold, so.
Yeah. All right. I really hope that Val beats CI here.
We get to see what hate cards Val has packed. I think it's important for Val to be on some sort of hate.
I agree.
Yeah. Alright, so we see money. Money, money, money.
Oh, yes.
I'm so surprised at how popular Max is this week. That was not something
Yeah.
I was anticipating.
Yeah.
But it's rad, because a lot of people thought that because Scorpio was popular for a little while, that Max was basically fucked. And we're seeing a lot of her today.
Yeah. Another big thing, Deja Vu. I mean, Deja Vu being gone is gigantic.
Yeah. But we're seeing a lot of really good performances from Max next.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Anarch's doing surprisingly well.
Yeah.
I don't know how Criminal's been doing. I haven't seen a lot of it today, to be honest.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Obviously, I saw about a fourth of the field on Criminal King servers, but since then I haven't seen much.
You don't have to tell me. I want to ask.
CI drawing up, doing CI things. Okay, so just continuing to click to draw.
I feel like if Val is on mining accident here, getting that early mining accident and getting that early bad pub
Yeah,
could really
just the
help
bad pub
get
is nice.
number of accesses up.
Exactly,
Because the
yeah.
CI is not going to take the money hit.
Not with this many cards in hand, no.
Yeah. Okay. I love Nexus decks, but it's a bit too slow. Like, Magnum Opus is feels like. Oh man, no, you gotta see that go with that.
Not off to a bad start. We got two
Two
breakers
bins,
in the bin.
yeah. 2 bin breakers.
Yeah, we got good money. We've got our loaded liberated. I feel like Blaine's really got to start taking advantage of this open R&D.
Yeah, we've seen a few runs on R&D. It'd be nice to see a turning wheel come down, build up some counters.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
it's
just
tough.
try to
Anarch
run
R&D
through-
multi-axis. Okay, is that a Hades? I thought maybe I saw a Hades show. No,
be.
that's the turning wheel.
Okay, that's turning wheel.
Yeah.
Running HQ. Also, get him to res that ice.
So employee strike.
Employee strike. That's good information for Adam to have. But it's also a good card.
Yeah.
So almost the full set of breakers.
A lot of
playing
the
here.
brain rewiring decks are not running a lot of currents because they just don't have the slots.
They don't have the slots. Yeah. It's a bit counterintuitive. You get the most value, obviously, from Employee Strike when CI has a bunch of cards in hand and they have to discard a bunch.
Yeah.
But this is the time when they're least likely to have a current. And if you can get it to actually stick for a few turns,
It
that's
can be
fine.
pretty impressive, yeah. If they've got to play Honest Netrunner for like 3 or 4 turns, it can really give you the time to set up.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're seeing more of a good stuff out here. If we are seeing that, because we saw the turning wheel, we might
Yeah.
see a Bagat, and that could
That could be interesting.
that could be
Yeah.
very good too.
Yeah.
Especially since that makes it harder for CI to just be slamming those clearances and
Yeah.
drawing, because then Bagat's burning in the other direction.
Yep.
All right. I see a biotic. I saw an agenda in there that looked like a rewiring.
Rewiring, not really one you want to score to clear a current, but in a pinch you could.
You could.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's deciding what to discard or what to keep.
That's rough.
Ouch.
But I have very minimal sympathy.
Yeah, agreed.
Very minimal sympathy.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like he's bioticing.
Yeah, he's gonna I think he's gonna biotic out either Vitruvius or rewiring here just to clear the current, because that's gonna oppress him the whole game if he doesn't.
Yeah. We have a Fem token joining the Thinklifts. He will advance. Advance. No cloud or anything.
So what did he score? Oh,
Rewiring.
Yeah, he's gonna do the rewiring. I can't imagine he's gonna put any credits into it.
No. He wants to keep these cards, I think.
Yeah, because that also cost him money. He's still gonna have to discard.
Yep.
So theoretically, so you play ultraviolet, and do some
Oh, come on, you gotta flip that, Adam. You gotta take the agenda, scoop it up.
That's a nice money reset. We
Yeah.
have all 3 breakers in the bin. He can now go into HQ,
Yep.
force the ice res, get the money down even lower.
And if he doesn't res ice, probably decent density in HQ.
Yep.
nothing else, maybe see a Bible.
And he's building turning wheel counters now.
Yep.
And having to use a biotic, one of his first biotics that he's seen to clear a current,
Yep.
is not what he wanted.
Not at all.
That's disgusting, by the way. In fact, like those 2 in one turn. No, it's pretty. So that.
Yeah, no res on the HQ ice, it looks
Yeah.
like.
He can't afford
Or
it.
he's still deciding, I think, but I'd be surprised if he res.
Yeah, because what is it, like a Fairchild too?
It's either a Fairchild, it might be a Mother Goddess, he might be on that ice sweep.
But even so, going down to 4 here,
That's awful.
it feels
yeah,
real
that's
bad.
awful. And God forbid it's a Loki or a Fairchild 3.
Right.
Go down to 2? No thanks, that's game over.
Val's really not in a bad place.
Yeah,
Forcing that early score is very good.
agreed. He reses.
He reses the
It is a Fairchild 2.
It's a Fairchild too.
Decides the tax is important, I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna force him to go get it. He'll probably.
It doesn't have enough clicks to click twice in 2 credits, so
So what he's gonna do is he's gonna go get York. He's gonna pay 5 and then an additional 2 most likely.
yeah. Yeah,
And then he'll pay an additional 2. Yep. He'll let one of the trash subroutines fire because it's cheaper.
it's cheaper than breaking.
Yep.
Black Orchestra, ladies and gentlemen.
And he's gonna get the. All right. So biotic. There's a GFI in there. I saw a Cyberdex in there.
And it's
That's
the
a
GFI.
Wow.
There, I talked about this with a few players earlier today.
Yeah, but
There is no counterplay to rips.
What?
There's no counterplay to ripping agendas.
Yeah, top tier accessing agendas is a really good counterattack against C9.
It's really good.
It's really good.
If the rips are with you, who can be against you?
Yeah. I won off a single HQ axis as smoke earlier today.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out if you rip the elective upgrades and 2 Vitruviuses, you still win.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
pretty good.
All right, so
Okay, so we see credits
Hedge
and
fund.
hedge funds come out
yeah.
back up to hand size.
He's really not in a good shape because he also just does not have enough money to do his combo, and he doesn't have enough shards either. And
He's also down a biotic.
yep, and R&D's wide open, so he can just hammer that
Yep.
like 3 times a turn.
Now he's not Ed Kim, so he can't trash the operations he sees.
He might be on Rebirth, though. We haven't seen a lot of influence.
True. We've only seen Turning Wheel.
Yeah, we have to assume he's on
And
3
E-Strike.
Right, we have to assume he's on 3 E-Strike if he's on
Yeah.
E-Strike at all.
And
he's
I would say probably 2
turning wheel. So that's only
That's
5
5,
influence.
yeah.
He could still definitely have Rebirth. And
There's
if
a
he Rebirths
decent
into Ed
chance.
Kim here, with the hand being that small, things are
Yeah.
going to get real weird.
Yeah. Yeah, check R&D, see if you see a combo piece.
Get a turning wheel counter, go into HQ.
Yeah. There's a decent chance Turtles from this Val.
Yeah.
Oh, Rebirth in hand. We see it from the chat. Excellent. So you might be right. You might just go straight for Ed Kim.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
potentially Omar.
yeah, that's not bad either.
Yeah. There's no way Adam wants to res ice on all 3 centers this game.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
he even has money to.
Omar's not a bad choice. I think with the current ice suite, he's okay-ish to just like jam on centrals
Yeah.
without being Omar, but that would certainly save him a lot of money.
Yeah. No, one thing I appreciate that Adam's doing.
All right, he's gonna go R&D and see, do you want to do something about it?
Gotcha. One thing I appreciate that Adam's doing, and I think it's nice when CI players do, is explicitly counting on
All right,
points.
he got rid of a CVS.
Oh, that's good.
He didn't give himself his turning wheel counter.
Well, he trashed, didn't he? Oh, wait, yes, turning wheel, not turtle. Turning wheel.
Oh no. Yeah, no, now he remembers it. Yeah, people keep thinking now that Amakua's out that turning wheel works the same way.
Yeah. I usually don't make that mistake. I just did.
Yeah.
Icebreaker is standard format. With a nice spicy splash of ruse.
I feel like because of how competitive King of Servers was yesterday, I feel like a lot of people have their real decks out today to see how they
I
do.
think people are more likely to have their real runner decks.
Yeah.
I think people are testing their runner decks to see how does this do against insert corp.
Right.
But they may be holding off on the corp they're going to play because they think that's more meta dependent.
Right. So far, we're seeing today at least a lot less core smoke than I thought, and a lot more Anarch. We're seeing a lot more Anarch than I anticipated.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's archiving for the biotic. No.
Was that Violet?
Violet.
I think that's Violet level. Yeah. You can win with 2 biotics with the combo, right? As long as they don't have meat damage protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what console Val's on.
Maw's a possibility. Turntable also a possibility. Which, if this kill CI is on 24/7,
He's going to go R&D.
then turntable's not bad at all.
Or is he going HQ? He's deciding whether or not he wants to res the R&D ice.
Yep. Decides to.
It's a guard.
Guard.
He's got MK in the bin, so
Yep.
it's 4 effectively.
Yep. Gets to see 1 off R&D.
I think he's deciding if he's going to use turning wheel.
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't?
I was feverishly digging for a second CBS once you got the
Yeah,
snack on there.
I just got to add one more on that.
Yeah, Toblet also says deal with it.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
just a bit we need to get
The deal with the sleeves are excellent.
It would have been trouble for me.
Inject hits and indexing.
slow down one more turn. I could have
Indexing not bad right now.
No, not bad at all.
It costs 2 per run to
He's
get
gonna
into R&D.
rebirth.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've seen the indexing, I feel like there's no chance of Omar. I feel like it has to be Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best answer. Yeah.
Find those
Oh no,
cargo pieces trash.
I'm an idiot. He goes right into Omar and then goes in for the Omar run.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad, because now he's saying Ice Archives
Or I get a free indexing, essentially, and can just run HQ at will.
and, yeah,
Works
and
much
he's
better.
building up turning wheel for a big HQ speed.
Yep. The Kim trashes are nice, but Omar gives you accesses. It's what you want. Okay. Gets another turning wheel counter. Or should if he remembers it.
Hopefully,
You have to RFG that rebirth. But
he's not gonna
he's
play
not
it.
gonna
He's
he's
not
not
gonna
gonna
play it
same old thing
again.
it.
Yeah. You gotta remember those turning wheel counters.
Yeah. Still forgetting. The difference between 5 and 6 is huge.
I'm still kind of tweaking something. I'm very tempted to actually just take the against like if there's a bunch of people to say go analyze it. I don't know. I'm not good at that.
Legend of Vibrant players, that is time of the round. Time in round 6.
Cerebral static, just to shut off the accesses.
Once more, Legend of
Now,
Vibrant players, that is time of
The
the
trouble
round.
for Adam is indexing in hand.
Yeah.
He could easily turn off the cerebral static next turn.
Yeah. And it's 2 real credits for him to get into
Yep.
R&D.
So he can index, get another turning wheel counter, index, or run back, see up to 4 cards if he has to.
All right. I see the show of force. There's another GFI show of force. So there's at least 3 agendas in here, it looks like. Excuse me. Alright. I feel like indexing's the play here.
I think
You
so.
know he's not on any kind of hard-hitting news play.
Right. Doesn't have any way to disrupt it whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's drawing.
He's drawing.
Drawing. Okay, not going for indexing this turn unless he goes right now. Not terrible to go right now because again with turning wheel you don't have to worry about like
You don't have to run multiple times necessarily.
yeah. You just need to run once if you see multiple agendas.
Yeah. This is some good shit. Oh, he's gonna save that play. And
He's gonna
his
bounce
last 2
off
clicks,
twice.
he just hammered R&D
Yeah.
twice because there's a hard end the run on R&D.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying, I don't think you've got the combo this turn. I'm gonna get the 2 extra counters and go in next turn.
Yeah.
Because he'll get
well,
he'll
he can-
get the 8th counter doing the indexing.
Yeah.
Because he won't access any card.
Right. He can index depending on what he sees. He can then Omar into HQ
Or he can't Omar
and see a
right.
bunch. Oh wait, cerebral static. Duh.
Yeah, and there goes the ice on R&D, which 100% makes sense.
He could just run HQ and use turning wheel.
Yeah, he could do that too, and just rip a ton of agendas out of that hand.
Yeah. He's got to know, like, Adams had to discard to hand size a few times,
A ton.
and that means density is probably pretty
Right,
high.
it looks like maybe he's going into HQ.
No, he is liberated and clicking it 3 times. Just to build up money so he will not
He's
fall
getting
down on money.
right. He's getting closer and closer to getting killed by this combo.
He is. You can't take too many turns.
Yeah. I
You have to get these
I feel like
accesses.
he's got to pull the cord on it soon.
I think it's next turn or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's worth noting, if he goes into HQ
Yeah.
and he rips a 4-card access, he's got a really good chance of winning the game.
Yeah.
Or at least, even if he just gets both shows of force,
Yeah.
or 2 out of 3 shows
Yeah.
of force, that's the game.
Yeah.
You'll have plenty of time.
Yeah. He would have to get pretty unlucky to not just win there.
But even just getting both shows of forces would be enough.
Huge. Yeah. So, folks at home, what we've learned this game is, if you are playing Brain Rewiring, it is worth finding slots for some current.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't have to biotic out that Brain Rewiring to begin with, this game is completely different. It would be over.
It'd be over.
Yeah.
Is he going for it?
He was counting out clicks there, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going for it.
Yeah, oh man. Needed to go last turn. The Think Lifts now joined by tags.
Yep.
Biotic again. Yeah, it's if he doesn't win here, this is game either way.
Yeah, he needed to rip the cord on it.
Yep. So I guess this kind of fits what we were talking about earlier. The
Wait,
brain
does he
rewiring-
have enough money to fire the combo?
Kaguya's advance. As long as he has the Kaguya's, he's fine. Miramorph costs 1, Kaguya's costs 0.
If he just fired those biotics and he doesn't have it, oh my god.
Yeah, that's really bad if that happens. I see 1 Kaguya in hand. I see a shipment from Tenon in hand. I think at least. Five in hand from Val, it looks, or 4. So he needs those 4 credits. If he needs the shipment from Tenon, he might not have enough.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, he might not need enough. He might not have enough. Lori, we have Adam on the right and Blaine on the left.
Yeah, Adam Delcano, I don't know Blaine's last name. Well, before it looked like the combo might be in jeopardy, this fit what we were talking about earlier, where the counterplay was to get accesses. And if Val does in fact die here, the problem was not getting the accesses when she had a chance.
I really feel that if Val had pulled the trigger, if Blaine had pulled the trigger last turn, he would have won.
Yeah.
Or at least slowed the combo down.
Slowed it down to the point where it might just be a soft hit. Yeah. Hey. No, you're good. No one's playing back there, so.
Yeah, how's it going?
We may have a combo.
Val had the ability to win last turn and didn't pull the trigger, so.
I don't see Val. Did we get a rebirth?
Yeah.
Into Omar.
But CI might not have enough money to fire the brain rewiring.
We will see. Just mirror morphed. We see a Kaguya.
They certainly seem to think they have enough money.
I think the shipment from Tenon's going to kill it.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think the shipment from Tenon's going to kill it. And if he fails this combo, he is super fucked.
Yep.
Like,
He's no longer able to score points.
yeah, look at that. Adam's got to be stressed. Look at those hands.
Yeah.
In this game, too?
This game 2.
It is.
Adam won game 1.
Oh, nice.
Clanark's good, turns out. Clanark.
Oh. Adam the person, not Adam the rogue Byron.
Oh, nope, he's got it. Maybe. No, he's going to be
doesn't.
1 credit
He's-
short. Oh.
Unless that is a contract killer.
Is Contract Killer 2 advanced?
Oh no, it's 2 to res.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's short either way.
He's short either way. I think he's done.
Gross.
Well, also he has to pay the credits to.
Maybe he may
Rewiring,
just
right?
he may just be scoring points here. He may have decided I can't kill with the combo, so I might as well get up to 4 points and deal 2 damage.
Yeah.
The game now gets very hard for him.
Because he still has to pay the credits for brain rewiring, so.
He'll pay 0. There's no reason to go ahead and have 0 cards in hand.
Like,
he doesn't have enough.
Yeah.
No.
It's hard.
Yeah, he's doing brain.
He rewires for 0. Score show of
Yeah,
force.
hit him in the face anyway. That's gotta feel good to offer up the non-lethal
Ouch.
damage there.
Yeah, the value rewire.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that indexing hurts him that much. I think he checks R&D. He checks archives to keep him honest.
Yeah.
And then checks R&D, and then just scoops the rest of the hand with
Smash
turn
HQ.
Yeah.
Smash
Well,
HQ.
also, if he gets an agenda in archives, then cerebral static goes off, and then like
he could just Omar.
It's completely free to go into HQ. Yeah.
at least once. Yeah.
That's tough. 1 credit short on the combo.
Cerebral static, I don't see a lot. That's not exciting stuff.
Leela.
It's for Leela.
What's that?
It's
Leela.
for Leela.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. If she gets a spoofing down, you have to have it.
Oh, right. No agendas. Nice. Omar is still.
Now, clear HQ.
Mid screen things.
Clear HQ. There's,
What is that? Mother Goddess?
yeah, running HQ, it looks like. Oh no, that is a Fairchild 2.
Oh. What's the other ice?
Guard.
Nice.
Yeah,
What scrub I am? I don't even recognize the card.
there's definitely a GFI.
Yeah, it's a good point in chat. If he has 24/7 in hands, he can pull back. Like he can 24/7 and then 24/7 again.
Ooh, smart.
But he has to have enough credits to do that.
It's only 0 credits.
But you have to rewire. You have to have rewire a number
No,
of
you
credits.
just show force. There are enough cards.
Yeah, if he's on 5. If
I
he's
feel
on
like
5
you've
cards,
got to.
yeah.
Oh my God, go into HQ. Like when somebody pitches that many cards as CI,
And you don't see any.
there has to be agendas in HQ. Like that's
pretty
overboard.
expensive. Is that a bad pub over there? That's nice.
HQ?
It's
Yeah,
cool.
he
Oh,
started
it's
his
Val,
Val. He
it's
started
Val,
his
right.
Val. It's not that expensive to get
It's
into
$4.
HQ.
5 to get in, right? Fairchild 2?
It's 4 real bucks.
Yeah, $4
Yeah.
It's a bad pub.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not bad.
You got to do it.
Yeah. What's that thing with 4 credits on? Is that liberated?
Yes, liberated.
Yeah. go
Hey, Spags is watching. You were. I
Hey.
feel like I just saw you, Spags.
From in front of the camera to.
Yeah.
O2 shortage would probably help the show force combo. Better that.
Let's not talk about that. Employee strike currently helps. Okay, doesn't help CI, but doesn't hurt very much.
He's going in.
Yeah. Sees the 24/7.
Spicy.
So he knows that he's not that far from losing.
That's 2 on a turning though. That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah. What an exciting game this has been.
Yeah, we need he needs an archives to win next turn. I think he's already used at least
Do we
one.
want to do Indian for dinner?
So
Do you want to do Indian for dinner? Do you want to do Indian for dinner?
I love Indian for dinner.
I went there for lunch. I might go back.
Okay.
Anyone in the chat that wants to join us?
Yeah, if you guys wanna come get
on,
Indian
come
food.
on.
Yeah.
Let's go. Just let us know.
India Palace stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, another
If
good.
you- if it didn't make sense for you to fly over to Worlds, to Minnesota for Worlds, but you want to fly over to eat Indian food with us, we would love to have you.
All right. So we see ice going down.
Icing HQ. Has to pitch more. This has been a game that swung crazily in both directions. Now Omar's turned back on, notably.
Yeah.
So icing up HQ here. doesn't help that much for
He's gonna go for the
one,
he's gonna
one
go
HD
for the index.
interface run.
Yeah. And it's 2 for him. It's 2 real bucks for him to get in.
That's great.
So this is pretty good. I feel like if he goes back in, CI is resin net ice, whatever it is.
Got to.
Yeah.
Do we see any agendas? I can't
Well, you
see
can
it.
also Omar in. That's pretty cute, right?
Yeah, can't even res the S.
Turning wheel. That's rude.
Turning Wheel is a fine card.
I know.
Somebody sitting right here really likes that card.
Turning wheel is a card.
I just like.
I would say at least 2 people like turning wheel in this group of 3.
He's Omaring into HQ.
Omar into HQ, seeing he's HQ interfacing.
Does that mean they didn't see anything off?
Sees the 24/7 again. Yeah, must have whiffed the indexing.
Oh, that's interesting.
And is that a? Oh, okay,
force
it's a force
curfew.
curfew.
They should get another turning wheel kit though.
They did.
Remember. Love it. Perfect play on stream.
It's a Miraju.
Uh-oh.
Rude.
Uh-oh. If only there were an ability to click to run on archive or R&D.
He could have avoided this easily.
No.
Well, he already used Omar on HQ.
I know, but he didn't
Wait,
have to.
if he really wanted to,
You gotta break it.
it's yeah. Honestly, if you saw an agenda off R&D, off
Yeah,
indexing, why did he not just run back there with Omar?
That's what I'm thinking.
I think he's trying to stress him out and force some money.
Yeah, he may just be trying to vamp in here.
Oh, that's pretty true.
Yeah.
That's great.
Which,
He's
like,
just trying to,
Vamp is a good play against CI.
What a game. There's a Chronos in there.
Yeah. Does that do anything? Probably not.
Well, can't recur the indexings, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, Adam, you've gotta scoop. You gotta scoop the current with the current.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, Blaine clearly winning the mental war here since the scoop didn't happen.
And now it's worth noting that Blaine has been very unlucky on HQ
He has.
accesses this
He has.
game.
This is very exciting that we've seen 3 currents just in the time that I've been sitting down.
It's just as Lucas intended.
Yeah.
It's just as
Okay, running HQ.
Turn
He's
it
gonna
up.
see 2.
Yeah.
Finds a Chronos.
Curfew's over.
Finds a show of force.
Hey.
He's at 5
He's up to
points.
5 points.
That's not
That's
bad.
not a lot of
Not
points
bad
for that
at
many
all.
agendas.
This is true.
That was click 1. That ain't bad.
That's how you
No.
play it on turning wheel.
Okay, so Adam, thinking he's just trying to ruse him into resing Miraju, chooses not to.
Oh, if that had been an agenda, I would have.
That would have been so sick.
I would have been.
That would, like, layers of ruse beyond what I'm even
Oh,
able
that's
to do.
true. Chronos, if he manages to score a Chronos, it can often get paper clips and stuff like
True.
Like,
Yeah, we don't know if there's a paperclip left in the deck or in hand for Val.
things are
Arby's looking a little short.
It is not looking very thick.
One interesting thing with that Great Rewind show force, I don't know how much time we have left in the round.
Leaderboards after the 6th round of
That changed who's leading.
Please take a moment, head over to a pairings board and double check.
Sorry, say again.
One interesting thing with that show force Great Rewind score is it changed who's leading. I don't know how much time's left on the round, but
True. True.
Final. Advantages.
There are no biotics left for Adam, so we can't fast advance anything anymore,
yeah.
Finishing competitor for each time today.
Well, yeah,
unless the
yeah.
archives for it. But at this point, you 24/7 archive 24/7 if you find the archive.
Also,
I think one of my favorite Clippy jokes came from you. You're like, I feel like access to Clippy jokes is worth an extra.
there is a set of metal
I don't
archives,
think that was me.
which will also be
Maybe it wasn't, but yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, but you're like, I'm pretty sure it was you. You're like, I feel like access to Clippy jokes
No,
is
I
worth
love
an extra.
Corona.
How does he have biotic in hands? He used one biotic to score the brain rewire to clear
To clear an early employee.
an early employee circuit, and then he used both on the combo turn that didn't work out. And I don't remember him archived for biotic at any point. He may have. I may be wrong.
How many cards are left there?
Like 1.
Yeah, that's
Go in there. You should like count by the level clearances and see if the last one is there.
okay. All right, there is. He must have archived for biotic at some point, and I missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, he's just gonna go R&D and
Good.
see the last
See the
card.
card.
Yeah.
Actually, that's pretty interesting in terms of not getting yourself like barrage of fire.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's just bouncing off.
Oh, that's pretty good.
If you have an issue with the number of tournament points you believe you should have, 10 points for a win, 6 points for a modified win, 1 point for a loss.
So there's no agendas there.
Yep.
If you believe your number is inaccurate,
Well, now we know if they're not in hand and they're not in R&D, the runners cheat, or the corpus cheat. So they're in hand.
Yep. Yeah, so Chad informs me I must have missed an archive for a biotic earlier, so Adam can potentially score 2 points here
Yeah.
if time is going to be an issue.
Yeah, but if that's true, then he doesn't have the archive for the 24/7 combo.
Yes.
Looks like
Yes.
he maybe ran somewhere and got an extra turning wheel token, and now
He's coming in with the HQ interface, and
love it.
he knows the agendas are here.
Yeah.
They have to be.
They have to be.
have to
Or
be.
it's Cheater Town.
Look at this. Yeah, you're legally obligated to put agendas in your deck. When I
20,
started
20
playing
to
Netrunner,
21
I thought,
points of
like,
that,
this
in
is a
fact.
good plan. I won't put agendas in my deck, and how are they going to win? You can't do that.
They
That's
deck
not
you,
a
that's
thing.
how.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, so exciting. Either a game win or a turning wheel token, both great.
Oh!
What a great game!
Man.
if you are the player for your planning for today,
What a great game!
Yeah.
controls.
Welcome to Netrunner.
Welcome to Netrunner 2017 Worlds.
Also, some faction clan got to be the top faction clan.
Here, do you guys want to chat about that for a sec?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Wow.
Hi everyone.
Should we get them over here?
Oh yeah, we can get them on camera. That's exciting. Michael's here. He's great. I'm happy to be sitting next to him. World.
I agree, I am great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
I lost my last Ayla game. I didn't get to. Now, if I want to post it on Netrunner DB this evening and say I went undefeated in Icebreaker, I'd have to lie. Sorry.
I'd recommend not doing that.
Yeah.
Never lie to NRD.
Yeah. No. Yeah. If Ian is in the chat, I didn't win any games with your deck. I apologize. Your deck is good. I like it. I just goofed a lot.
To redeem those tickets before you head out. If you need to take a look,
How are y'all doing?
We got
access
them
to
coming
those
up. Awesome.
Nice.
Hi. From the stanchion of the prize wall.
We have Nick over there.
What a
He's
round we just
doing
won.
pretty well.
That was
We
crazy.
had like 5 currents being played, Val. But yeah,
I'll run it up for you.
Yeah, we had 5 currents being played. We had the brain rewiring being used early to clear current. We had the combo misfiring.
Because
we had a bunch
he
of whiffs on
quick
HQ.
perfect, but not credit perfect.
It was the
was
most
one
it was the
credit off.
most back and forth game
One
I
credit.
think I've seen this year here.
Yeah.
I can
Which,
say
it's a good
the
example
closest
of
I can
how
come to the truth is I can say I
Brady-
went undefeated in the first 2 rounds of the Icebreaker with my Ayla deck. That is true.
It was a good example of how rewiring is
Yeah,
an
it's like
interesting,
back when we were, like, world
it's an
top
interesting deck to
10.
watch.
I'm the reigning world's Tenon champion. And that's about to come to an end because
You're
other
not
people.
playing Tenon?
No, I'm on Tenon, but other people are on it, and that's going to be a
Ouch.
problem for me. Yeah.
Are you going to be the reigning Mutate world champion?
No, I didn't even
No,
bring
but
it.
you are the premier mutate deck builder of our time.
I'm a really good Mutate deck builder. I'm the only Mutate deck builder, so that helps. Still legal, Lunar Cycle. We got one more rotation before you have to give that away. Ian, thank you for giving me that deck. I really enjoyed it, and it was really nice not to dedicate mental energy to figuring out another deck. We have the participants in the last round.
Here, y'all sit down here. Y'all sit down here.
What a round that was. So
That was a crazy game.
Blaine, do you mind if I ask you some questions about your Titan deck?
Want me to take a seat or?
Yeah, sit down. Yep, sit right there.
Is Danny get closer to the mic?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just get in right here so everybody can hear me. So talk to me a little bit about this Titan deck that you're building.
Yeah, so I'm playing pretty standard fast advance. It's on 2 Tricholite, 2 Biotic, 3 Audacity.
I feel like the Stinson is a huge ruse in that deck that you're on kill, right?
It's so yes, but like money's never bad.
Right.
And
yeah, and it's interesting. I was on one boom for a while, even though I don't really have a good way to tag. And I think if I had it, there might have been a window there where I could have killed the mercs. I could have gone because he gave me 40 credits that game.
Yeah, like
So-
it would have taken you time. Like that's all I could tax you on
exactly.
his clicks.
Because you didn't find your obelisk forever.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
that was
God. After
also
you
that was
bested us the
also a
first
very
one.
back and forth game.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the CI versus the Val into Omar game.
So employee strike coming down early when I didn't have any of my currents in hand was
Really bad.
Yeah.
suboptimal.
But you managed to get through it. You got through it.
Like ideally in that in
Had to blow a ton of
you're,
credits.
you're much better off like
Antibiotic.
Right.
yeah, you're much better off getting a show force because then the 24/7 kill is trivial at that point.
Yep.
So having to have your scored agenda that
Be
you
the
do all that on
3-1.
be a brain rewiring is like it's bad, but it still got me out of the situation. I don't know. I don't know if I would have done that differently. Like realistically, I should have been more conservative with the archive memories.
But yeah, you used it to get. You used double to get. I'm trying to remember the play
It
exactly.
was one of the at least,
you recovered. You used
yeah,
to
it was like a
recover.
hedge fund, a violet level clearance.
Yeah.
I think it was a second hedge fund or violet level clearance. I don't
Right.
remember.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I think you had 2 or 3 currents. That deck's playing 3 employee strike and the same old thing for the CI matchup.
So were you guys playing your for realsies decks or were these trial decks?
Well, I wasn't sure of this at the beginning of the night, but I'm probably playing that tomorrow. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about those 2 decks. I'm still considering the
Yeah, I'm not.
the orange deck, but
Yeah, I'm.
So what's your other 3 influence in that Titan deck?
yes, the other 3 influenced right now is 2 GFI and 1 wraparound, but I don't know what that would mean. I don't know what I want that to be. I don't think that's what I want it to be. We'll see.
Yeah, it's good. It's solid though.
It's fast. Yeah,
And
I wanted
and
6 or
what,
7
you're on
turns
2
with it.
priority constructions.
3.
3, yeah.
3 just in case. Yeah.
Almost every faction has, or almost every runner deck has to pay 4 to break a wraparound just to install the program.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wraparound. I think is really good, and in case there's a lot of turtle. I haven't seen much today, but
Oh, there'll be a lot of it tomorrow.
I
Don't
think
you worry.
so.
But yeah, gents, that was some really solid network.
Yeah, it was a fun
Thank you
game.
very much.
Thanks for an excellent match.
Yeah, thanks guys.
I'm glad.
All right, everybody, we are going to be streaming live all the Swiss rounds tomorrow, top table or as close to the top table I can get. Everybody's playing, so it will be without commentary.
There we go.
But yeah, I hope to see you all tomorrow, and until I see you again, always be running. Woo!